Yeah,
All right.
let's do this really
So
quick.
we've got our
yeah,
tiers here.
yeah. So I actually tried to do something a little bit different to get it. So don't remember was like the standard one, so that's fine. Even though I don't think we'll use that. And then going down the top, we have the S tier. We have the
We've got
SS
Super Saiyan
tier
tier.
as like the almighty fight. I separated this to based on stuff that we might see as like fights that are like just like fucking really good but not quite S. And then below that, fights that are like emotionally gripping or like engaging, but maybe they
But
aren't
the
as like
action is only decent.
yeah, it's like it's all right. But then
And
like
then badass
yeah,
action,
but it's
but
like
there's no real
it's like a
relevancy.
cool fight, but it's like you don't care that much, you know. And
It's not story relevant.
I figured the story like impact is like more important, so I would
Yeah,
put that
for the
above. And
reason
then
if the action could, cause there's been a couple fights in Z I could think of where the fighting itself was but the
yeah,
story relevancy was what made you like really
To be
invested.
yeah,
honest,
yeah,
the one where it says badass action but meh impact, pretty much like all of the
yeah,
fights of Super are gonna go in there because I don't give a
yeah.
shit about the Super story.
Yep, that's true. And then at the bottom instead of F tier, I decided to compare it to one of the best fights in fiction, which is
Hmm.
yeah. So I think that's pretty fair. So and then don't remember, like I said, if we have any, it could go there, but we might end up deleting that because I think most of these I can have at least a loose memory of.
All right, well
But
I got to get something out of the way first. The
but
very first picture we have here shows Vegeta, Nappa, and the Cybermen.
yeah.
Uh,
So I don't
I
know.
I didn't see every picture as you were scrolling through,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
don't know.
assuming that this is just the Nappa and Cybermen portion,
Yeah, I
right?
would think so. I don't know. I was gonna say we should probably let's
I
put
don't
it that.
necessarily see a separated Vegeta one. I think we need to make sure of that before we rank this.
I'll tell you what. We're gonna do what
Cause
I'm
there's
gonna
Nap.
do.
There, what is that? That's Raccoon versus Vegeta. I saw
What
that.
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say that this is
Is that Nap?
just
Wait, that's Nap. Okay, that's Nappa versus
I'm gonna say
Goku. I'm
this
trying
is
to look.
just the Nappa and and Cybermen stuff. This isn't like Vegeta. Like this
I
is like
would
the
say that
Z
goes in.
fighters. And then if later on we go through it and we find out that Vegeta and Goku like on their own is not its own fight, then we'll move it up.
Right.
Okay, so like
For now, then, if we're just assuming this is the Cybermen and Nappa,
like
I
this
would
this
say
is
is
that
like
goes in pretty
actually
fucking awesome.
I actually kind of yeah I do want to put them pretty fucking
Cause
awesome.
like yeah,
I was
like
gonna
the
say that this is like a prime example of gripping but decent action. Because I don't know when the last time you watched the Saiyan Saga was, but if you go back, like all of the Cybermen and Nappa fights are really really simple. Like literally, one Cyberman is fighting Yamcha. It just like does some basic punches and kicks, and he knocks it away and gets all cocky, and then it grabs him from behind and blows up.
Well, when I
And then
say
Krillin, like
yeah,
just rains down attacks and kills the other one.
when I say meh action, I don't mean like it has to be like super complex. It just has to be like actually like cool, well choreographed, and like fucking like act like it gets you pumped, and that's what I mean. Like the Cyberman fight was pretty fucking brutal, and it was good. Like the action was good because all of the Z fighters like they were doing something against each of the Cybermen, so everyone was doing something at least. Well, okay, to be fair, Piccolo kind of swamped his like that
well,
was
cause
that
Like
was
Piccolo,
the
all of the
Piccolo.
Cybermen basically die instantly. The
but
majority
Yeah,
of the fight is
like
against
it
Nappa.
was kind of yeah, and then even then Nappa, the fact that he was just manhandling everyone, I think was pretty solid action wise.
I think also like I think
the
we've talked
brutality of it gives it
we
points. I
beat
think.
that dead horse a lot, but I do think another good moment for that was also with Krillin and the what's it the shutdown disc, how like him launching that, and then like that's the first time Vegeta ever actually like says like something like relevant.
Yeah,
It's him screaming at Nappa to fucking dodge.
yeah. So
Because
it's like
I think that was the moment where like the fight actually got like serious because Nappa registered like, okay, these guys could actually kill me, which is something he couldn't even process before that.
well, Nappa is just fucking retarded.
I guess I just personally don't think the action in the Nappa fight was necessarily all that great. I think it is far stronger in terms of like the emotions and the story and seeing the Z fighters trying to defend their world and getting fucking rocked and shit on
Actually,
by
I
this
think that's fair.
massive man.
I think that's fair. I think gripping but decent action it could be a good starting point for it. And then
if
obviously
I mean,
if Garen agrees, I'll put it there. Then I think it could go up one.
I
I
think
think
it
that's
Let's
could
get
also
actually
go
this
up one,
out of
but
the
like
way,
I
though.
can once again,
If
it's been literally years since I've seen that fight.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
what I'm saying. I think we're remembering it better than it actually was in terms of the action. But I want to get this out there immediately. If we don't find a separate Goku versus Vegeta fight, and it turns out all of this was supposed to be lumped in the single thing,
that goes to
that's
Super
going up
Saiyan.
to Super Saiyan tier. That's
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
SSJ,
that's going up. But yeah, I'm gonna assume
like
it's
to the
there. Yeah.
absolute top.
But next is
Okay, I
so
do have to
okay.
say this.
I think. Oh, go ahead, Garen.
I was gonna say, because like I'm just looking at what we can see. I'm seeing a couple fights in here, and like part of me kind of wants to put one above that and just have it Super Saiyan God, because honestly, I see two fights right now that automatically deserve that.
I will. I'll tell you what. I will put it up there. Like if we get like a little bloated.
Okay,
But next one. Okay, so this is Cell and
this
this is
is this
Imperfect Cell and Piccolo. But I don't think
this
this
is
is
their
like.
second fight, right? This is
Yeah,
like
I
when
This
don't.
is
he
this is before he fused with Kami,
No, no,
so
no.
this is
This
just like
is
their fight at the little town.
no. I
no,
think
because
this is.
that's
Well, he only ever fought Cell after he fused with Kami, but I think this is after he fought.
17.
Yeah, I think this is after 17 because I think this frame is like after Cell shows up and Piccolo's like, and he's like, how many fucking, what did you do? And he's like, yeah, I ate a lot of people. Like, and he's just slow walking towards 17. I think this is that second encounter.
Yeah,
In
because
which
you can already
case,
see the
like,
Piccolo shirts. You can already see the Piccolo's in like his
yeah.
He's removed his weighted gear and like it's kind of torn, which wasn't. I don't
True.
remember because I seem to
Honestly,
remember. I seem.
like, that's kind of an thing. Like, they didn't really scrap. Like, oh, if anything,
Yeah.
There
Piccolo just
wasn't
kind of got,
really a full fight there.
yeah, Piccolo just kind of got beat up because,
But
I
then
think
here's the thing. Are they just using that as the picture? Is the icon actually supposed to represent all of their fights?
I tell you what, Garen, make a note like on the side and do
Okay.
like make a
Hang
note
on.
of fights that may need to be amended and put like the potential Cybermen and put this potential one. I'm gonna say this is just this second encounter, and then if we
Fights
don't find
to
another
be
one, yeah. If we don't find
amended.
another one, I will move that up like to because their first encounter was pretty badass.
Okay. So let's see. We have Nappa. We have Nappa Cyberman slash. I'll put in parentheses what it is on me. So Nappa slash
Yeah,
Cyberman, and then in parentheses
Vegeta.
I'll put
yeah,
entire Saiyan. I'll put entire Saiyan arc,
yeah,
entire Saiyan saga, and
yeah.
then we have does the I go before
Piccolo
the Y or
versus
after the Y?
Imperfect Cell.
It goes before the Y. Does it go before or after the Y? In
What
Saiyan.
the Saiyan? It goes after the Y, after the
Okay.
first I. It goes. It's spelled Saiyan.
Saiyan. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
Saiyan saga,
I'm gonna
and then
put.
we have
If it is,
If
if
it's
we
just
are
this second
currently
encounter, I'm
judging
gonna
it
say it's
as
eh.
just like that post 17 encounter, then yeah, that looks about right.
Yeah,
second.
I'm gonna put it there because I think that's fair because they didn't really do shit during that. But if that ends up counting their first like square off, then yeah, I'm gonna move that up.
Hang
Um,
on. Hang on one second.
yeah, go ahead.
Piccolo the imperfect
Hmm.
cell are two parentheses both fights.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Alright,
right.
cool.
So now we have Kid Goku versus Grandpa Gohan. I think this one is like definitely gripping, but like action. Like it
Yeah.
was just a fist fight.
I wanna make a case here.
What?
When we talk about action, there's a few different ways that action can be done well for like a Dragon Ball fight. Obviously, when you get into Z, a lot of the good action ends up being more bombastic, beam struggles, people flying around, smashing people into stuff. But like back in original Dragon Ball, the more compelling fights tended to try to grip you by actually focusing in on the martial arts. Like the two big fights that I can think of are like this one, Kid Goku versus Grandpa Gohan, and then in the first ever tournament arc, his final match against Roshi in the Jackie Chun disguise, where both of them have like other stuff happening, but the main focus is on just like the actual physical contact, martial arts, and skill. And like this definitely has a lot of emotional grip.
Yeah.
I understand and agree with you, but I don't necessarily think the action is lacking either. It's
I
just
just
a different type of action
well,
than we're
yeah,
expecting from the
it's
later
not bad
material.
action. I just don't see how like I don't see why like a straight martial arts fight would be like I don't see how this would go here if even just the Cybermen's like battle royale would only go below that as far as action. Like both like this one I feel had like the added factor of like action because it was brutal as hell seeing them fucking struggle against the Cybermen and then Nappa. And this one is good. Like it's a good fight. But I mean like
This is gonna be between you guys. I haven't
it's
seen
just
this.
straight martial arts.
I
Like and
think
it's
I
not
guess
bad
it's just
martial
a
arts.
I think it's just a difference of like what we're looking for from the series. Like I enjoy the old stuff. I love original Dragon Ball and the martial arts and the goofiness. Like that I don't know. I think we just enjoy different things. And I'm not against putting it in gripping but with decent action. It's just I personally feel that it could go higher, like you felt about the Cybermen.
Oh, I'm putting it there then. Hold on.
it should have
Yeah,
not been the way it was.
this shit is going here because this was such a fucking like load of nonsense. The whole oh yeah, Vegeta actually gets to whoop Frieza's ass and he
For the
could get a
first time
kill,
ever.
and then no planet blow up and we're
That
gonna rewind time and give
Oh my
Goku that
god.
kill.
Marco, I kept asking what the fight was because the picture is so small I can't see what it's
Oh,
trying to be.
Sorry, yeah, I know. I'm
But
sorry.
sorry.
Super Saiyan
it's the
Blue Frieza.
Resurrection F
Vegeta versus
Vegeta
Golden
versus
Frieza.
Frieza fight.
Yes,
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. It
that's no, that's
holy
fucking.
shit.
That's not even. I feel bad that Vegeta even has to have a category like that, but that was such a fucking like absolute waste. It's going here.
Now the next
Oh
one.
boy.
That's Super Saiyan.
Yeah, no, that's
That is the iconic.
Goku versus
Yeah.
Frieza has to go there. There's no
That
other way
is.
around that. I mean, like,
I don't know why you're expecting an argument. We all agree.
yeah, like I fucking yeah. I don't think there's much to say about. I mean, except 5 minutes. But yeah, no, dude, like that's yeah, that's
I
its
mean,
own fucking
to be
thing.
fair, there's always there's a clip online that someone actually sped it up to where it was 5 minutes, and like the fight still flows the way you expect it to. It flows actually pretty well, accounting for like it being 5 minutes after that point.
Yeah, I don't care,
It just means
Garen.
the fuckers are moving super fast.
If it takes you fucking 30 episodes to do a 5 minute fight, then fuck you.
It was not 30 minutes. It was like 3 episodes at most.
Garen.
I mean, they are moving at insane speed.
I mean, is this like just Super Saiyan, or are we talking the whole fucking Goku and Frieza fight? Because that
I think
shit,
it's the whole fight.
yeah, that shit is much more than 3 episodes, Garen.
Well, I'm talking about from the moment he does the 5 minutes from the planet blows up until that was after Goku went Super Saiyan and Goku trounced his ass.
You know, whatever.
Because then he went full power and then he nuked
Yeah,
the planet. He's like, you got 5 minutes. And
yeah,
Goku's
but
like,
in any case, that's going up there. I'm not. Yeah, there's
yeah,
no. We don't even need to talk about
that
that.
is. I don't know. I
Okay,
don't know what this one is.
this is Android 18 versus Ribrianne.
Oh, I didn't actually. Once
I'll
again,
tell you what.
I came in.
I think I need to add one extra tier where it's like I'm gonna add one here, and I'm gonna put that as like decent, just overall decent.
Oh,
Cause
so
that,
it's decent in both areas.
yeah, cause you know what? Like it's a very
I,
quick fight. I liked it
I
because
don't really think any story relevance to it though.
it was. I mean, I appreciate that. Fucking, it was finally Ribrianne getting the fuck out of the story, and I like that they let Android 18 do it.
Yes,
I
but I
yeah, no,
don't.
it's not like
It's
big.
not like it was relevant
Yeah,
to the
that's
main
why
plot of
I'm
the
not
arc
gonna
or
put it.
anything.
I'm not gonna put it higher than this. I think like I mean it only really counts the narrative if you consider like I mean some yeah if you're one of those that for some reason think Ribrianne counts as like one of the main antagonists of fucking Tournament of Power, which she's not. She's a
I mean, I
nuisance.
guess I can see the argument they make because she did have enough screen time to
Yeah,
count as
she's
one,
just
but
there too
fuck no.
much. Like, but at the very least, I like that they at least tried to use like some decent characterization. I like that Android 18 like kind of shit on Ribrianne's entire love deal. And it's just like, yeah, that's stupid, and you don't fucking tell me how I feel about shit, and I'm gonna whoop your ass now. I mean, I'm not gonna give it because they actually did have at least a fun little fight, so it's better than that. I don't think it's gonna go there because I mean, it was also dumb in a few places, like Android 18 having a fucking ankle injury somehow that never came into play again, and then you know, and
Don't
Ribrianne
try to
just
dissect the
yeah
story of Dragon Ball Super. There were a
yeah.
lot of things that didn't come back into play again.
And Ribrianne just fucking going like giant, and then she didn't do shit. Like I liked it. I like this fight because it was at least fun. Like the little bit of action, even though she just punched through Ribrianne. And then I liked 18 and 17 their whole thing. So I could give it there. Like it's not it doesn't. The character like fun alone is not enough to put it in gripping but shitty
Yeah,
action.
the
Yeah.
story isn't gripping and the action wasn't badass.
They're no like,
So
but they're not awful either. So I'm gonna give it decent. Like I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put. Yeah, I think that's actually fun there. Yeah, I think decent, just its own thing is fine. I don't actually know what this one is. I've recognized this from like.
I'm
Oh,
trying
this
to.
is from the True Power.
That's
I'm
Cell.
trying to see who
Oh wait,
that
no,
is. Because no,
it
that's
looks to
Gohan.
me like
that's
Plant
future. That no,
Cell.
that's adult Gohan. This is from Super. I think this is from True Power. I just can't remember. That's
That's not
not
a hit, is
Dispo.
it?
No, the
Uh,
picture is hard to see, but the enemy looks black and green.
I thought it was Cell at
I think
first.
it's an effect. It's definitely not Cell. I cannot.
Could that be hit then
Is
during
that
time stop?
supposed to be Hachiyak?
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not even gonna stress about that. This shit is going in.
Put him
Don't
in
remember.
don't remember,
Yeah.
because we literally don't
Okay,
remember.
Yeah. Oh
that's
shit.
Broly versus Gogeta. That
Oh
goes in.
fuck. I
That's
Okay,
think
that's
that's like.
another SSJ fight.
I would say S. Nah,
bro.
I'm
Okay,
biased. I'm biased. I
yeah,
love the Vegeta in
I
this.
was gonna say I know that it doesn't have as much nostalgia factor as the Goku versus Frieza fight,
Mhm.
but you have to recognize on some level that we love that one
Uh,
so much because of our bias.
that
In terms
shit.
of like a
Yeah.
new fight, the Broly Gogeta one is just done so fucking well.
Yeah. Go Broly versus Gogeta is like the peak idea of Dragon Ball. Like a straight fucking badass battle. Oh man, this is another. Yeah, that's gotta go here too. Cell
What is
versus
that?
Gohan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, but wait,
Yeah.
is it better than Frieza versus Goku?
Yes,
I
I
what
because of the
am,
I would
in
say
my
yes because
opinion,
of the
I think
emotional
so.
context.
Yeah, I think, and I think just the complete like fucking like the way it catches him in guard by being like it's Gohan who's gonna fucking beat Cell like it
And then
felt like
Gohan gaining Super Saiyan 2 and then just mollywopping Cell.
yeah like
like I'm
that
gonna be honest, it's the single best fight in the whole series. So
I think that's a strong fucking
like there's
Case. That's a
no
strong
real
argument, yeah.
there's no proper like fight choreography, but like it's got so much story importance. We get to see him utterly beating down Cell, and then they've got the iconic father son beam struggle at the
yeah
end.
that shit that
You know,
yeah
I
that
have to
was
say, so going back and watching like Z, like with all the filler, there's an episode during his training where Gohan, or when Gohan gets kidnapped, I should more accurately say, that he falls into that cave with that robot, and the robot sacrifices itself to save Gohan.
is this filler?
Oh yeah, it's a
He
filler
just said
episode.
it was
Okay,
filler.
okay.
Yeah, but like thinking about that and looking at like the conclusion of like how Gohan becomes Super Saiyan, it really is interesting that the character that first starts Gohan onto being brave and actually fighting for himself and to like owning up to his power is a robot that was essentially trapped and stuck in doing its purpose, but chose to sacrifice itself for him. And then the finality of it, essentially the finality of Gohan's arc, at least at the time of Z,
Is another
is
robot
a
doing that?
robot telling him to accept his power and embrace it and to use it while sacrificing themselves for him.
Yeah.
And it's something that I wished. I know that like obviously like Kai had to cut out a lot of filler. I kind of wish like because like I experienced Dragon Ball properly through Kai.
Kai is
That was
definitely
like my
the best way for a new person to
Yeah,
come up.
I wish they kept that filler episode in because that would have been a perfect. That would be a perfect like callback
The only thing Kai really needed was just Bruce Faulkner's fucking score.
Okay, so I
uh,
see next here we
It's
are
cooler.
apparently doing movie
yeah.
villains because this
Okay.
is Goku versus Cooler.
Okay. So Goku versus Cooler, I actually think could go here
I
because
think so too.
like not only was it a really badass and fucking hardcore fight, but there was actually like in the context of the movie, it was actually like a pretty cool fucking like clash because you have Cooler who, well, he's cooler, but it's just a cool idea the way
He's
that they
cooler.
fucking did him, as in like he showed up, he rolled up to Goku, and he doesn't even care about Frieza, he didn't even fucking like Frieza. He's like, all right, you fucking like you like besmirched my fucking family. You are gonna have to pay some fucking due for that. And they
Yeah.
went at it, and like, and he was basically like,
Plus,
yeah, I'm
it's
gonna
like one
fuck up
of
the
two
planet.
movies. Plus it's like one of two Dragon Ball movies that could technically, if they wanted to, could become canon. Because if
That one probably not, like,
actually
because
wait,
it's
no, it
so
can't. No, it
yeah.
can't because
I
it
like
would
I like it, and I like that they did the progressive
right because
like
he
build
wasn't
up
on
of
Well,
Earth until
Aaron,
Goku.
after.
as far as like movies being canon, I remember watching a YouTube video that broke all of them down of the Dragon Ball Z movies. The Cooler one is close, but there are some issues preventing it. The
Yeah,
two
Because
that just
Goku was off
straight up
planet for like a
can be
year.
canon
Yeah.
are the BoJack
yeah,
movie and then Wrath of the Dragon.
yeah,
If you completely remove the sword thing, which was stupid.
yeah. Like it's yeah, but I think I like that they also had the build up of Goku like getting there. Like he was scrapping with Cooler and his foes for a while, and then in the end he broke into Super Saiyan. Like it was obviously like a almost kind of watered down version of the Frieza thing, but I think it was good and it works like as a follow up to the Frieza thing as well.
Yeah.
I
Like I
think it's very derivative of the Frieza fight. There's a lot of
yeah
similar things done and similar beats hit, but it
yeah
has enough moments that are unique to it, like the fucking like the mask form reveal and everything.
yeah
And as you said, the fight doesn't necessarily have amazing story relevance, but I appreciate that they didn't like completely follow the overdone trope of "Oh, I must avenge my brother. I will kill you because you killed him." No,
yeah.
Cooler just straight up goes, "I don't give a shit about
Yeah,
Frieza."
like Cooler just being like such a fucking gangster in that movie, like really goes a long way to sell like the conflict. Like and I don't know, I like the like the storyline, like the narrative within the context of the movie itself. Like it works very well. Like this fight, like it's a very satisfying like climax. So I think it could actually go there. I think it hits like both sides very well. Um. Okay, Gohan and Krillin versus Goldo.
I think that would go into
I think it
either
was
decent. I think decent.
it could go in maybe like it depends on how much you like the action. I think it was a fun action. Like I like that Gohan and Krillin had to get a little creative on how to deal with Goldo, but it was kind of offset by the fact that Goldo's a fucking loser and like did not require really any amount of effort to deal with.
I mean,
Yeah,
my opinion is maybe going to sound contradictory to earlier because I specifically stated that I enjoy the goofier Dragon Ball fights. I like when they let all of the big bombastic stuff just go to the side for a bit and they get down to brass tacks of martial arts or like special abilities that they have to work around. Like even like really early Dragon Ball, the fucking Krillin versus Bacterium fight where he wins by realizing he can't smell. I love it. Fucking
yeah.
amazing.
But like the difference
But
between that and
I
this is
I
that those are like they play into like the comedic absurdity. This one
yeah,
takes
but
itself more
that
seriously.
that's what I was going to say
Yeah.
is like while I defend fights like that or Goku versus Grandpa Gohan, I don't defend this one in the same way because while it is the same idea really of like them having to work around a creative power and it not being a bombastic fight, it has like kind of the opposite issue of just they don't do anything with the power. Goldo is just too easy for them to beat
Yeah.
because he can only hold his breath for like 2 fucking seconds because he's a fat little fuck.
If Goldo was like at least comparable to them, like he doesn't have to be stronger. They should still be, but if he was at least comparable like in power, and then they had to get around this too. Like maybe, but it's just offset by the fact that Guldo is just such a fucking like non-factor, especially in like the in relevance to the other Ginyus that like I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's not awful. I did like something, so I guess decent is fine. I'm gonna put it below this one actually, but yeah, I'll put it there. Okay, Vegeta versus Non-Qui, like the weird dude from Buark who like in the spaceship. You remember?
Doesn't he win that fight by just punching
Yeah,
him
he
once
literally
and
like
killing him though?
this is like all Vegeta did was just flex on him. This guy was irrelevant.
Yeah, I don't even
Like
remember
that
that
one
fight.
Yeah,
doesn't even count as a fight. The
yeah,
only reason it goes in E is because it's kind of funny.
yeah. It's at least it's fun to see Vegeta do Vegeta things. Okay, okay. This is Future Trunks versus Goku Black, and I'm gonna assume this is Super Saiyan Rage. In which case, I kind
Uh,
of want to put it like in horse shit because Super Saiyan Rage is fucking stupid. Um,
but like the fight on its own merits, it was
it was okay.
okay.
I'm gonna, you know what I'll do is I'll give it decent as well.
Yeah,
Decent is fine. I'll put it at the top of decent, like, because it's like its action was cool, but it's like I mean it wasn't like oh man this is like one of the best fights like purely off its action, and I mean it was emotionally satisfying to see Trunks finally like put some work on Goku Black. It's just like it's one of those things where it's like it's so dumb how they did it that like do I care? Like, so yeah, I'll put it there. I assume this is the Super Saiyan Rage, considering he's bitch smacking Goku Black and not the other way around. Um, okay, Beerus versus Goku from the Battle of Gods.
that's going. It's Super
That's a
Saiyan. That's
great
gotta go Super
fight.
Saiyan.
That is a good fight. I think I
Does it deserve
actually
Super Saiyan though? I feel like this might be the
nah.
first
I
S.
think.
I think this could go an S.
I guess story relevancy is not a lot.
Like, I mean, okay, it's
Well,
one of these
okay,
things where it's like
I'll be
it's
fair.
yeah,
The story relevancy is there going into Super
yeah,
because it literally kickstarts the entirety of Super happening. So
yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
give it that. It's got high story
And you know
relevancy.
what? I
It's
it
just that
was
it
good
came
because
out of
it
nowhere.
yeah.
And while the fight is great and it revitalized interest in the franchise, I think there's a few like lackluster moments. Like when Goku falls out of the form and like the I,
Well, him
I don't
absorbing
know.
like the
I
like
kind of I'm kind of talking myself out of it the more I think about specific moments because like it is a really good fight. It's
yeah,
just
it's
like
I think it's an S tier. Like
I
at the
don't
very
know.
least, it's going here like and just fucking awesome. But like this is an S. I like the way that it kind of that they kind of flex on Beerus, and I like that they didn't like overall like they didn't really like turn over the head. Like they didn't ass pull it in the end because Goku still lost. Even though obviously the problem is that it kept going with Beerus's fucking goalpost like power, but I mean that's not this
When
fight's
this
fault.
fight was made,
Yeah,
we
that's
can't
not yeah.
hold that issue with Beerus against
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's
So
not the fault of this fight. So I think that deserves it there because that fight is pretty fucking sick. Like I mean,
I mean, Garen can
okay,
make a
even
case for why he thinks it could go up to Super Saiyan.
go ahead, Garen, if you'd like to.
I mean, I think in terms of like the fight choreography was really good. It was the first. It was the first Dragon Ball content that we got in what like the first like film or like animated like Dragon Ball content we got in like what a few years, right?
Uh,
Yeah, it was like
okay,
I think the last
it
time before
came
that
out
was
like
fucking like Yo Son Goku and Friends.
it came out
Yeah,
like
and
3 years after Yo Son Goku and his friends return, but that movie was irrelevant and came out like after a 7 year dry
I
spell
think that
itself.
was
so
2008, and then Battle of Gods was 2013. But yeah, Son
okay,
Goku and Friends was just like a little special anyway.
so we could
It was
say
a
that like
special
that's
that
definitely
happened
where
after a
we say
longer period. Like
Yeah.
the last real Dragon Ball fight we had was in like
Kai, right? Was it Kai?
2000.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Battle of Gods
So
brought the
we could say
series
like
back from a long spell.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even let's say we count Kai. Like Kai, well Kai I guess stopped around like 2012.
Yeah.
So if we say like if we go from like OG Dragon Ball and stuff like Kai, like it was decades before we got any new. It was like at least a decade probably before we got any new relevant content, and then they released Battle of Gods.
Any new
And
material, yeah.
and it just knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
The action is great. The story, while a bit contrived, is a very plausible setup for Dragon Ball. Of there's an ancient being who's awoken, who had visions of a Super Saiyan God, and is searching for it. The closest thing is Goku, so he goes to Goku,
Yeah.
and the build up of like learning that like there is a Saiyan legend on top of the Super Saiyan. That like the Super Saiyan is kind of derivative of it because it's kind of like boggled down from like generations. I think is a cool concept, and like we said, it gave rise to Super, and it paved the way for more story content to go up there. The action is
It's solid.
almost on. It's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like the movie engages you. The fight itself engages you the full way through,
Hmm.
and you really. It does a very good job of keeping you on the edge of your seat of like how far is Goku gonna have to push himself to beat this character who's seemingly like unfazed by anything he does.
Yeah.
And I do like that it has, I guess, not necessarily like a twist, but like a bit of a subversion for people who are like maybe casual Dragon Ball fans of Goku like explicitly losing.
Yeah.
Goku explicitly loses and has lost, but because of his nature as Goku and as a being that surpasses his limits to the point where he was able to absorb a god's attack and make that power his own. The god spares him because he finds him interesting. And I don't know, I just think like the fight as a whole really kind of sets the standard for the. It really did kind of set the standard for the rest of the content going forward because not a lot of content lived up to it. The only one that did and exceeded it was obviously Super Broly.
Yeah. Like I think in Battle of Gods, like the whole movie is pretty solid. That fight was
Yeah,
really good. I don't know. I think S like
I guess S
I
could be
feel
fine, but
S is fine
I feel like
for
it
it.
deserves it. As
Yeah.
we rank things, I think it should stay at the top of S.
I
Yeah.
think its
I
relevancy to the franchise, both in story universe and in the real world, is
Yeah.
definitely greater than like the Broly fight that we already put in Super Saiyan.
mhm.
Like
Yeah.
no one is arguing against the idea of the Battle of Gods fight having like incredible importance in terms of how the franchise exists at all today. It really did
Yeah.
revive everything. But in terms of action, I don't think the fight is bad by any means, but I don't feel like if we look at the actual fighting and the action and choreography and just all the different little factors that go into the fight besides the story, and we sit it next to those other three, do we think the action is as good as Goku versus Frieza? Do we think it is as bombastic and utterly mind breaking as Gogeta and Broly? Do we think that it is as fucking like impactful as the first time we saw the father son Kamehameha? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it quite hits like I don't think it quite surpasses any of these things, but it's like it ranks really high. It's a really good fight.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
guess it's fair.
I think
I
putting
could I could live with that.
okay, Goku and Piccolo versus
Goku and
Raditz
Piccolo
is
versus
fucking
Raditz.
is
I think
Sakura
that's
versus
gripping,
Ino.
but I
Um
what?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's definitely gripping, but decent. That's definitely at least gripping, but decent action because you really are. I can say
I
having
don't know. I think
I
it
There
can
goes
is
here.
massive story relevancy, so I agree it at least has to go in gripping because, like, this is the
Yeah.
moment we learn Goku's an alien. It turns the
Yeah.
whole story up to that point on its head and defines what the story will be for the next two arcs,
It also
with the
like was
Saiyan and
just
Namek saga's dependency on space.
it was also just such a massive escalation like from Piccolo like right before it the like it was like one of the best examples of the having to side with a former foe thing for a bigger threat thing
yeah.
like
Yeah.
just just like that and I think it goes in pretty fucking awesome because like any
Well,
limitations to the action was
that's
like
where the discussion comes from. It's
I
how
think
good do we think the action
I
is?
think
I think
it
for the honestly,
the only issues
okay,
with it is that it was
I can say
simple
this
and
as a
I think that's
person.
only due to like the limitations of the time like
I could say this as a person who just fairly recently watched it. I think it doesn't gripping with decent action because the action is good. The problem is that, like you said, for a product of its time, it is limited. But even going into like later seasons, like later stuff in Dragon, but there's a lot of points. There's honestly not a lot of fighting in the Raditz versus in the Goku Piccolo versus Raditz fight.
I
I mean,
guess that's fair. If we think
Even
about
like
the fight,
even giving
half of
context,
the fight is Goku distracting Raditz while Piccolo charges his beam.
not even I'm not even referencing that. A lot of the fight and a lot of the episode around that fight is them just standing around. And while it does give good tension because Raditz so much stronger, they can't just rush in willy nilly. They don't. There are not a lot of moments where they clash. It is like maybe a minute of like them clashing, Raditz trouncing them, and then another 3 minutes of them like talking and trying to
I
plan it
I
out.
I am I
well,
understand your points and I
yeah,
don't
well,
disagree, but I want to argue
the
something
thing
here,
is, like, you
Jared.
have to put that into context. Like, obviously, they cannot
Oh no,
repeatedly try to engage him
I know, I
because,
get that.
no,
I did preface that,
I'm
but
not
I
even
just
yeah,
it was
Marco, I'm not
kind of
even talking
rough
about
to
putting it into
watch.
context. I'm
yeah,
saying I have an argument against what Garen's saying because he says there aren't a lot of like moments that are like engaging between the people fighting. And in terms of like all out brawling, you're right. But there are so many little things that happen in this fight that are like defining moments. Like
yeah,
we see the first rage boost from Gohan. We see him break out of that pod and fucking smash Raditz in the chest.
yep,
We see the full Nelson from Goku alone as he lets himself be pierced through the chest is fucking awesome. And then, uh, even in terms of like them actually like fighting, the one-on-one of Goku and Raditz while Piccolo is charging has a few decent moments, like the thing with the tail and Raditz being a dirty fighter and talking his way out of it. Like it definitely speaks well to the characters, and it also shows the gullible side of Goku in a more believable way. Instead of being an outright idiot, he just gets fooled by someone that's actually like smooth talking.
yeah,
I guess that's fair. I don't know. I don't know. I just think, like personally, me personally at least, I agree with all those moments. That's why I'm saying there are moments here and there where like it's really fucking engaging, but like it is a lot of there's a lot of downtime between those engagements,
I guess that's fair, but I will
and
make a
it
counter.
kind of I don't mind there being downtime between the engagements, especially because like you said, it shows the impressiveness of Raditz of that they can't just bull rush in like they could with most other fights, and especially how they do later in like Super.
All right, but I want to make a counterpoint. I understand that there is maybe too much downtime during the fight, but let's use a prime example from Naruto to compare this to. Naruto versus Gara. There is a shit ton, way too much downtime. They
yeah,
break the fight in half to go into a goddamn flashback arc, but it's still an amazing fight.
yeah,
I guess that's true.
yeah. I think it's
I
I think
think the
it's the
difference
fact
there is
that
like there's
like,
actual like relevancy to the downtime in that
well,
fight
I mean,
in
like
Naruto
here
versus Gara versus like
it's also here that they're trying to figure out like it's. I think it's just the actual execution of the action is like the determining factor, and it's very good. Like that's my. I think it could go here. Like if, but I'll leave that up to Cameron then
I
to like
I guess
finalize.
I am not
the
going to
execution
even try to argue for S because it doesn't deserve S.
Yeah,
But I do kind of agree with Marco that I think this fight the action isn't amazing.
yeah,
I agree that there are problems with it, as Garen said, but I think the fighting is good enough and it has so much insane story relevancy that it kind of has to go in pretty fucking awesome.
yeah,
Because like we talked about the Beerus fight defining what Dragon Ball would be going forward into Super. This defined what Dragon Ball would be going forward into Z.
yeah,
I guess that's fair. We have to give. I guess that's something I could live with it being just fucking awesome.
yeah. Now, okay, this next fight, I personally
Is
think
this like
this
Blue
is
Vegeta,
Evolution
this is
versus
that's
Topo?
Vegito.
Vegito. This is Vegito versus Fusion Zombus. I think this is the first
Oh, I
one that
thought that
goes.
was Topo. I saw the
Yeah.
purple energy.
I think this is the first one that goes in badass action but meh impact
Yeah,
because
Because like
the
the
fight
fight
there's
was
no
is
story relevancy to anything.
like the fight is very well animated and it's really badass seeing fucking Vegito come back out. But the problem is Zamasu sucks. Like the fucking they only have one somewhat interesting interaction and then it's only like 30 seconds and Zama's just fucking back to like, oh I'm fucking crying and then he just buffs up and then Vegito just continues to beat him up and then they defuse like and Trunks fucking spirit bomb swords him like it's such a dumb story. Like at that
The
point, just
fight
don't even
should
bring
have
back
been
Vegito.
amazing, but they
Yeah,
literally just kill it because they
like
they made Vegito be a jobber. They
yeah,
had him
like
not finish the fight.
they literally could have just saved Vegito for like Tournament of Power, and then like had that be like the fucking culmination of like okay, Goku and Vegeta working together. That's how you win, and then they fuse and they beat Jiren. That would have been much more
that would have been
satisfying
pretty
way to
bad. That would have
fucking
been pretty badass to
yeah.
watch like
That would have been
Vegeta
like
beat
a
ass.
perfect way to bring Vegito back and give him some credit. And I mean, like okay, if this was the manga fight, I would give it so much more credit because like Vegito, the fact that Vegito is even struggling against Zamasu doesn't even make sense. Like it's not he's clearly winning, but like if Goku Black is getting his ass beat by Vegeta and Zamasu like normal Zamasu is like obviously just fucking fodder tier basically like he's not even a challenge for Goku physically it's just
Then
that he's
their
immortal.
fusion should
Yeah.
not do
It doesn't
anything
make
against
any
Goku and
sense.
Vegeta's
I don't give
fusion.
a fuck if you like about that whole like the entire idea like oh well it's because they're the same guy in two bodies so the fusion doesn't like there's nothing saying like it makes the fusion inherently stronger. So I do not understand how
That's
that
true because even like the other stuff, like the rival
yeah.
boost to the fusion, were all just made up after this
Yeah,
anyway.
like there's literally no fucking like context for that. And then Vegito obviously proves that because he starts beating up bigger, buffed up Zombies anyway. Like if this okay, if well, if this was the manga version, I might probably leave it there, but it'd probably be higher than it'll likely end up being just because at least that one it made sense because Vegito fucking like molested Zombies as he should have here. I don't know. This one is like it's a cool fight. I rewatch it now and again just for the action, but it's dumb. Like
Now, Goku versus Nappa. That's a,
oh
that's a that's a, the
Kind of
bare minimum
immediately
just stuff
tells
enough.
us that the other one was just Nappa and Cybermen then.
yeah.
Now here's the thing. Can we really put this in any of the spots? This might need like its own descriptor because let me make my case. It is not at all. It is
Yeah.
absolutely cool. It is a great moment to showcase the power of the Kaioken. But in
Yeah.
terms of a fight, it lasts like 5 seconds. He
Yeah.
literally one shots him the same way that Vegeta one shots the Kui lookalike.
Yeah.
So
I
like
think I think it goes in just fucking awesome because well, yes, it's not much of a
Really.
fight. It, I think for the
Mhm.
story, emotion, and I think everything about it is just perfect. I think everything about it, honestly, is a perfect way to showcase a character trouncing it. So much so that they do it again against
with
Raccoon,
Raccoon.
where Goku comes in to save the day, and he sees the destruction they've wrought. He sees that Yamcha's dead, Chaozu's gone, Piccolo's dead on the floor, and then he sees Tien, and he comments on Tien. And Nappa makes some derogatory comment about how, yeah, that guy was pathetic, and then he snaps and beats his and just kills him, pretty much. Like it was
Well,
him.
no, he
It was
doesn't kill him because Vegeta kills him.
what I mean by that is he murks the man pretty much. He all but
Yeah.
murks the man. The fact that
Uh
like
that's
the fact that
fair.
like he I think that like it was a good way of showcasing the power jump that Goku got, the power like you said, Marco, the power of the or can't I forget which one you said it, sorry. The power of the Kaioken. And it also showcases just like how seriously Goku is going to take this. Because he sees all of his friends, all of he could ever consider allies, dead or half dead around his feet. And he comments on the one of them he probably considered like an equal, being Tien, and this random dude that he knows now is a part of his race makes some comment about him, like belittling his talents essentially as a warrior and a fighter. And that's all Goku needs to hear. That's enough for Goku, and just murks him.
that
And I
is
think
fair.
that
Like
I
it
think
doesn't have to be a
well, it's
very
not
Okay,
much of
drawn
a
out
fight.
fight.
I
I'm
think
gonna
for a
say that
moment it
I
is.
don't agree with putting it in pretty fucking awesome because while it has story relevancy to the Saiyan saga and it has like the emotional beats there of Goku's reaction to finally seeing everything that happened while he was running back along Snake Way again. Or actually, yeah, I think he flew the way back, but either way.
On Nimbus. Yeah, he flew back on Nimbus.
Either way, like seeing his reaction to everything that happened while he was gone is emotional, and it's a good moment. I feel like the Vegeta fight that happens right afterwards lets it down a bit because it shows that he clearly is not taking it fully seriously. Because even though he knows all of this was done on Vegeta's orders, he's still like, "No, Krillin, let him live and go, because I want to fight him again."
Okay, there. To be fair, it's not because he wants to fight him again. I remember this. He does explicitly say he lets him live because Vegeta, being given mercy by people like them, people he deems weaker, is far worse than killing him. Because Goku doesn't know about the Zenkai boost. Vegeta's a broken, half-dead man. As far as he's concerned, Vegeta's gonna leave and have to slowly recover over months, over months, with the thought of not only did these worthless Earthlings and this low-class Saiyan beat me, rather than kill me on the battlefield, they chose to let me live.
I
I
I
don't
cannot.
remember any of that being
I
stated
do
I
remember
by
him saying
Vegeta.
that,
remember
like,
that sounds familiar. I cannot remember if like that was like the original translation. So that does sound familiar.
I swear to God, I do believe that is what Goku was saying. It wasn't that he wanted to become stronger so he could fight him again. It was because to a person like Vegeta, them letting him live is the biggest insult and blow they could deal to him.
I guess. But then
I
also like that was like my first point, but my second bigger point was just going to reiterate how short the fight is. Like it's literally the actual fight part. You could blink and miss it because Goku just dashes in and like uppercuts him and holds him in the air, and he's fucking back is broken. So it's like I feel like the story importance is a fair point from you, but it should go in gripping but decent action. Because it's not necessarily that it is decent action, it's that it's good action that we did not get enough of to even call it. This was a one shot.
I could give it that.
Goku,
I'll put it.
Where
mercy.
were you wanting to put it, Marco?
I
It,
was torn. Oh, no, my bad.
why are
I
you?
was. Yeah, my bad. I was torn. Cause I was definitely agreeing with a lot of Garen's points. At the same time, it's very minor. I think that's a perfectly fine spot for it. I can put it there. Okay, King Piccolo versus Goku, like Kid Goku.
Wait, is that King Piccolo?
Yeah, this is
Yeah, it
King
is.
Piccolo versus Goku. I am torn between like bottom of here or top of here.
That's
This
all you guys, because I have not seen that. I have not seen it at
like
all.
You have never watched original Dragon Ball?
I have not. I will admit that here.
this fight was fucking like this was basically like the precursor to the Frieza fight. Like just such a great amount of build up. King Piccolo was such a good fucking like oh shit antagonist. Like oh the like fucking gloves would come off. Like Goku having to fucking like it was like the shonen anime that like or the shonen arc that fucking inspired shonen arcs. Like this shit was just hardcore.
It was definitely like the first fight of Dragon Ball that kind of like gave you a glimpse of what Z would be like and what the
Yeah,
series was going to prioritize moving forward. Because this
and I
has
think
far less of the martial arts and far more of like just the overwhelming power, big mouth beams. Like,
yeah,
I don't remember if there was a proper beam struggle, but there was definitely a lot of like attacks going around. There were things getting blown up, and of course, the utterly fucking badass final moment where Goku straight up murders this man by using the power pole to launch his own half broken body into the air at like
yeah.
Mach speed and punch through Piccolo's heart.
And like by that point, this was like the hardest beating Goku had ever gotten in a fight.
Like, when the fight ended, Goku literally couldn't walk.
Yeah, like
Roshi
it
and
was.
Chaozu were dead. Tien was broken on the floor. Goku was broken on the floor. Fucking, like, Bulma has to come in and just fly everybody to safety
Yeah.
afterwards.
And I don't know if you are aware, Garen, but like in this, when King Piccolo debuted, he used the fucking shit to make himself younger, and then he blew up the Dragon Balls. Like,
Yeah, you
and
guys mentioned that to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
we
I mean,
showed him the
yeah.
scene of King Piccolo
Now
killing
the thing is,
Shenlong.
like, obviously that didn't mean anything, but no one knew that at the time. So the fact that like it turned up the stakes on this fight so much more, knowing that like, oh shit, well, like it actually gave it like a lot of a revenge element too, like
So
Goku's
I
like,
will say
well, you fucking
it's
killed
completely
my
irrelevant
master,
now.
my friend.
I
Yeah,
went back and looked up the Goku versus Nappa fight. It is an actual decent length, honestly. Let me see. From the first point that they actually start, like, well, I guess Nappa starts throwing hands, I should say. It's a good, like, 10, 12 minute. It's a good, no, wait. How long is that?
I do not remember it being a 10-minute fight.
It
Goku
is, okay.
literally throws one attack.
So, the way it works is that for the entirety of the fight, for the vast majority of the fight, it is Nappa trying to punch Goku, and Goku just effortlessly blocking and dodging his attacks. Until towards the very end, where Nappa uses his, like, giant, like, mouth beam attack. And
And then,
Goku
like, Goku
quickly.
is standing on top of his head or something.
No, that happens like before they even start fighting. Goku does a very quick Kamehameha that clashes with it, and it hurts Nappa more than it does. Goku's like undamaged. Nappa is like burnt by the explosion, and then Nappa flies down to Krillin and Gohan, who are watching on the ground. He's gonna kill them because he's like, "Oh, I can get them before you can." And then Goku activates Kaioken, literally just rams Nappa in the back, and as Nappa is like falling to the ground, he lands and then catches him on his hand, and that's how the fight ends. So Goku only uses 2 attacks the whole time, but there is like a solid. I would say, let's see, let's go from. Like I said, there's technically he does 3 attacks because he does kick him in the back of the head as he jumps away. Because he runs towards him. Let me see.
Alright, I mean, does that change where you want to put it, Marco?
uh,
I'm just saying, like in terms,
not
you are kind of
personally.
right, Cameron. There's Goku doesn't swing much. He does like total of 3 actual
It's just,
attacks,
yeah, it doesn't have a lot
but
of
it,
substance to it, but it is like it does do what it needs to very well and very efficiently. It doesn't do more than it needs to.
yeah, I'd
I mean,
say
I'm
currently
still
time 10.
okay with the.
I'm saying
But
what,
yeah,
what's
I
it
don't
about?
know, Cameron. I think
Like
personally
15
this
minutes.
one, I'm thinking top of
I mean,
S.
I absolutely love the fight as well, but I was going to say top of S
Yeah.
because even just putting it there, I feel like is a bit of bias from me and how much I love the original series, and bias from you and how much you love just the fight itself.
Yeah.
Because, like, if we stand it up to these other four that are up there, I don't know if it necessarily has as much bombastic flair, as much choreography, as much story relevancy moving forward, although it is still, like, a great climax to the story of its own insular arc.
Yeah.
Uh,
So is this Kid Goku he
Yeah,
fights?
this is Goku.
Kid Goku.
Well,
Okay,
okay, by this point, Goku is like 16 years old.
but he was like in
He
child form.
doesn't get the growth spurt until after the next 3 year time skip.
Yeah.
I might watch that
But
fight
yeah,
right
so
quick.
like I definitely think it's an amazing fight and deserves to be up high. But like if I look at
Yeah.
it next to the Broly fight, it's nowhere near as like bombastic.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as like intense of a fight on all factors firing on all cylinders as Goku versus Frieza. And it's nowhere near as like defining and relevant as like Gohan destroying Cell. So I think top of S is good for it.
Yeah. I don't know what this is because this is just Super Saiyan Blue Goku screaming. I think.
Wait, no, the text at the bottom, he's saying Kaioken. Is this him
Oh, this is the
foregoing
hit fight.
Kaioken
This is
instead
not the
against
hit
it?
fight because the hit fight is actually down here.
I see
Oh,
that now. Yeah,
Yeah.
then what the fuck is this fight
I
though?
don't
think.
remember. Don't
Okay.
remember.
The
Don't,
Did
just
only
don't
Goku
remember.
whoever
have a
put it.
fight in Resurrection F?
Yeah, but I don't think that. What I think that
He didn't
might
call
be.
Ken there.
What I think that might be is I think that's Goku versus either like That's either Goku versus Black and Zombus, like after he found out Black killed his family in the alt timeline, or that's him fighting Fusion Zombus for like 2 seconds with the Kaioken and actually hurting his arm, just proving that Zombus fucking sucks. I think
So either way, it's not
I'm
necessarily a
gonna
good fight anyway.
I'm gonna put it there and don't remember because I can't even tell for sure. That's fine there.
That's just a
Okay,
really bad picture.
yeah, Goku and Vegeta versus Metacooler.
It
I
was
think that goes
okay.
into. I
I think
think that
that's
goes
either
badass or
badass
Meta Impact.
action or yeah, I think it's between badass impact or
Because the fights
decent.
itself are cool, and the way they kill him
Yeah,
by like exploding all their energy out and
Give it
destroying his
badass
cars.
action.
I can. Yeah, okay,
But
we can
yeah,
do it.
there is no story. That movie was like the most irrelevant of all the movies. And we're talking about a franchise that has a Wheelo movie.
Yeah. Okay, Goku versus Botamo is stupid. I feel like I could go in soccer versus you.
Okay, this is going into
I don't even
like
know
the
what that fight
gimmick
is.
fights again. But what exactly was Botamo's thing? Like he
Botamo's whole
just
thing was just that he was very fat and round and like fucking like bouncy, so that way like I'm fucking moves would just bounce off him.
like absorb the kinetic
Yeah,
force and
I
send
think
it
that's
back,
what it was. It's been
right?
so long since I've seen that fight, and I just don't remember
Damn,
not caring about
damn,
Botamo.
Goku! Look at you moving out here.
But then
Wait,
how does Goku get around that? Was it at least like a clever solution to the problem?
I tell you what,
Let
let's
it's
let's
probably really short. Let's just watch the fight.
let's
because
have
I'm
a
watching.
let's have a
I'm
quick
watching this
look.
Kid Goku fight right now. Goku out here schmoving. Damn.
Yeah,
No,
that fight is bro.
yeah, dude, Kid Goku versus Demon King Piccolo is lit.
Let's just have a quick look. Goku versus Botama. I think that's how.
I gotta give the animation its credit. Even though he reuses a lot of cells, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Darren,
It
it's not
flows
like
very well.
animation back in the 80s and 90s was bad.
yeah.
It just took more work for them to do it.
All right, hold up.
Damn. He took that kick to the jaw.
Huh? Yep. Botama just absorbs fucking the impact.
He's just Janemba.
Ooh, we got teeth. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Pooh Bear, calm down.
Botama's just stupid. I think Botama's one of the dumbest characters it is. After the King of Space.
It's an interesting gimmick power.
Damn.
I just want to see how Goku gets around it.
Did he just throw him out? I cannot remember what he did to win this.
I feel like he probably just attacks the head.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Botamo sends the impact of the energy to an alternate. Shut the fuck up, Jocko.
Goku, why aren't you going Super Saiyan?
Just gonna, because for some reason he just didn't like to.
He just
yeah.
keeps punching him.
Vegeta says use your head and he headbutts him because they made Goku stupid as hell.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he literally just fucking throws
He just
him.
pushes him over and drags him by the legs.
I mean, that's funny, I'll give it that, but yeah, I think that
But
fight's stupid. I think
put
that's
that
Piccolo
shit in
getting his ass
Sakura
beat.
versus
Wait a
Ino
minute.
type
yeah,
shit. That's garbage.
that's
Kid
dumb.
Gohan is not playing around.
Does
He
it
did his
deserve
ass beat.
absolutely fucking horseshit?
No, because
really...
I used absolute fucking Oh, I spelled that says horseshit. I used absolute fucking horseshit for something that should have been cool, but was like just damaged by how badly like the.
I guess that's
was.
fair.
So,
this
like,
is definitely just a shit
It's
fight,
just
though.
dumb. Okay. Goku versus Android 19.
It's not very long because the
Yeah.
heart virus kicks in, but it
I
had
would
some
say
great
decent.
action.
I think decent.
Yeah, I think it's I'm between decent and
The
and
fight
good
itself didn't have story importance. I guess that's
I mean,
fair.
all it really did
Well,
was
he kind of
establish.
did.
It really only in so much as establishing that Goku was dying of the heart virus. Like, I'm pretty sure that if Goku, was
If
not
Goku hadn't,
fucking
yeah,
dying,
he would have
would've
won.
handled-
He would have won
handled
outright.
19. I mean, 19 actually. I think 19 doesn't get like enough credit. I think he was a fun enough character for what he was. He looks dumb, but yeah, I think I would put this here. The action was fun. It was still a cool fight.
I guess that's fair to put it. I don't think the action was great.
You know why?
But when I look at it against the three that are indecent,
yeah.
I don't want to be mean and put it down.
And you know what credit I want to give it? I like the progression you see in the fight of Goku clearly just thrashing 19, but he's not quite able to kind of get the kill, and like slowly 19 gets the upper hand until he's actually like fucking like fondling him.
Why doesn't Goku remove his Kamehameha beams anymore?
Because shut up.
You think that would be like the most busted thing ever?
Yeah. I can't quite tell. I think this is Goku versus Frost.
Uh,
Yeah, let me
it
let's
is
super.
definitely the Universe 6 tournament, so it's Goku
Yeah.
versus somebody.
I think it's Goku versus Frost. I can't quite
I
make
want to
out
say
Did
the.
he
so.
fight anyone besides Botamo and Frost?
Hit.
Hit, but that's not that
Well,
fight.
yes, but that was at like the very end when they bring him back out.
Yeah, I
Like
don't think
Goku gets
so.
eliminated by Frost trick, and then doesn't like either Vegeta or Piccolo spend the whole rest of the time fighting like Vegeta and Kaba?
That was Vegeta.
It basically went Goku got outed by Frost,
Piccolo
and then
fought him
Piccolo
and got
also
outed by
got outed by
Frost.
Frost by cheating, and then Vegeta clean sweeped everyone until hit, and then
Which means we can clearly see the clock. This
yeah.
is the Universe 6 tournament, so this has to be Goku
Oh,
versus
this is
Frost.
Frost. I think it was
Eh.
decent. Yeah, it's between decent or
It,
decent. I think
it's the top of
yeah, I could put it there. Frost kind of sucks too. So,
Frost,
People
everything
are
about
rocking.
Frost sucks.
all
Is
right.
this Gotenks versus Boot? No,
No, this
that's
is
Goku.
okay. This is
That's
okay.
Super
This is
Saiyan
final
3
fight of the.
Goku versus
This is final
Kid
fight
Buu.
of the Boo arc.
I still haven't seen the Boo arc.
I think this one is pretty fucking awesome. This one's cool. It was like
I've
I think
seen
it was
bits of it, but not to think. I think it could go there. Yeah.
I think it was a
Now,
satisfying like
is
conclusive
this
fight.
the whole fight?
I'm gonna assume like this is at least like
So that
this is
means that this also has like the comedic stuff with Hercule holding Kid Buu off.
yeah,
It has
which
like the big impact of like calling for the help of Earth for the Spirit Bomb. It has
yeah
Goku and Vegeta taking turns trying to fight Kid Buu before they realize they need to use the Spirit Bomb. Like
yeah
there's a lot of great stuff going on as Goku, Vegeta, and Hercule fight this guy. It is
yeah.
a great fight.
I think I'm gonna put it at the top of just pretty fucking awesome.
I think that's a good
I think
place
so.
for it.
Okay. Goku versus Kale, Super Saiyan Blue Goku versus fucking Broly Kale is going in either one of these two. This fight is so stupid.
I think
I don't
absolute fucking
remember what
horseshit.
the actual
I think
fight of
the
it
literal
is,
fight
aside
is
from the
somehow
Hulk slam.
it's literally somehow Super Saiyan Blue Goku getting fucking thrashed by like fucking buff like Kale and
Damn,
he's
Piccolo.
holding back. He's not going out. Obviously, he's not going out. It's still stupid. Change his fucking hair color to yellow, and this fight makes so much more sense. That's
Now,
it.
does when the fight ends, what does he do to beat her? Does he just kind of wait it out until she goes back to normal, or does he at least like get a fucking finishing move?
I think he just throws her off for the time being. I don't really remember because all that I know
Man,
like
that's a
it
really
was either
fucking
that
lazy.
or I know there was at one point where Jiren like looked like he eliminated her because he hit her with like that fucking like bomb blast he does. I can't remember if he did it here and like intercepted the fight. Actually, you know what I think it was? I think Kale just fucking threw him and then ignored him and then Jiren did that. I think that's what happened. I can't remember for sure right now. But yeah,
Uh, I don't fucking remember at all, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like Dragon Ball Super. I only like specific moments of it, and this is
yeah.
not one of them.
So I think
I have no issue putting this in absolute fucking
yeah,
horseshit.
I'll put it there. Okay, Roshi versus fucking that one, the bird dude, the DM or whatever.
I think
Did
Honestly,
fuck
gripping but
it's
decent action.
pretty good.
yeah.
There's
I mean,
really no story relevancy other than just showing that Roshi can still fight, but
I think the story relevancy can count if it gives like good character like moments. Like if it's relevant, if it gives like impact to a character as well.
it
I'm gonna count
definitely
it.
has emotional impact to Roshi, and
Yeah,
they go hard on like his connection to Goku and
yeah.
Krillin.
I think this was like a
Although I
really
think that's kind of shitty they only look at the two of them, considering he also taught Tien and Yamcha, but
yeah. But you know, Tien was with the fucking cringe going Yamcha's stupid. So
yeah, but he
like
still spent like 5 years training under Roshi before he went to train in the mountains alone.
that's true. I'm gonna put that actually at the bottom of that one. It's a very small thing, but it was a really good character thing, and it was actually like it wasn't like a very showy fight, but it was good animation the way they did the Kamehameha blast.
It
The
was
fuck
definitely a cool moment. It's one
yeah.
of my favorite moments from the Tournament of Power.
Yeah, it's one of the like strongest moments. I think it's actually one of the strongest moments across Dragon Ball. But yeah, it's going there. This is
Definitely one of the stronger moments across Dragon Ball Super.
okay. I This is, I
That
What the
believe,
Gohan
fuck
and
is
Piccolo
this
determine the
picture?
power, right?
yes. I cannot tell. I think this is
It's
Gohan and Piccolo
Gohan and
versus Saiyan
Piccolo.
and Purina, like the Universe
Oh,
Six
when they
Namekians.
fought the Universe 6 Namekians? Did they tag team that fight?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Then
I think that's it. I
I
can't
think
tell who
that
the
is what this
silhouettes
fight
are.
is.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's that until we find evidence otherwise. This fight, I think, also could go in pretty fucking awesome because, like, because they comboed it in with the like Goku and they did a new father son Kamehameha, and I liked. I mean, the only really problem I have with like, okay, it's either that or it's going in badass action but meh like impact because it didn't really show a lot of like growth on either characters either. They were just cool.
It's just always
Yeah,
fun to see the two characters together
yeah,
because Gohan and Piccolo is an amazing like relationship.
yeah. I
But
mean,
I think you're right that they didn't really lean into it.
yeah.
Like they don't make a point of the bond being important like they do in the Roshi scene.
Yeah, it was cool. I'll put it here. I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it in this one because it was a cool fight, and it. Man, impact doesn't mean no or bad impact. It just means it was all right.
Although in the
Yeah,
Vegito fight, it was bad impact.
yeah. Okay, Vegeta versus 19. Hold on, this one might. I'm gonna fight for this one to go here.
No, it's pretty good. It shows. It really gets a Vegeta moment to just be
Like it was
brutal
like
and just he
it showed.
undertakes
Utterly
his power.
brutalizes
Yeah,
19. Isn't there a scene where like 19 tries to absorb his energy and Vegeta grabs the arm and just breaks it off?
Yep, that's. I think that's this image right here. Yeah, he literally just like it, and it also it completely just threw you off of the whole thing with like Vegeta coming in and just busting out the Super Saiyan. Like that shit. Yeah, I think that's gonna go. And I think as far as placement, I think I like it more than the Raditz fight, but I think it could go under it. I actually kind of
I
like it more
think
than
it
let's see.
should go below it.
Okay, that's fair. I can put it there, but that is a pretty fucking badass fight.
It is a
You
great
know what?
showing.
I gave you guys Kid Gohan versus Kid Goku versus King Piccolo.
What?
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
that
saying
fight
he
is a
just finished watching the Kid Goku fight.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
that fight is
I
hard
think
hardcore.
it was pretty solid. You know, pretty solid like old school like Dragon Ball stuff up until the end, and then like I gotta give a special credit to the way he the show off how he launches himself off the
Yeah,
ground with the come. That's so fucking
No,
cool.
yeah, that's what I'm telling you, dude. The final moment is fucking amazing. He
yeah,
literally can barely stand, and he
No,
just
he's not even
uses
standing.
the
He's on the
power pole to
ground.
launch himself into the air and fucking punch through the man.
yeah. It's
Man
such a
is fucking this
fucking
man, both legs broken, left arm broken, on the ground as Piccolo is diving down for a final punch. He uses his final right hand to Kamehameha himself up, and then uses the momentum and strength he has left to symbolize the great O's through and punch clean through the man's chest.
yeah,
If I
It's
remember
awesome.
correctly, that punch is actually called the Dragon Fist. So like it was the first like iteration of that move before he
Yeah.
actually had the dragon.
yeah. Before he did the actual one with the dragon that he's never canonically.
Yeah.
Need a canonical Dragon
Okay,
Fist.
okay.
What is it?
Goku
All right,
versus
this is
Fat
Super
Boo.
Saiyan 3 Goku versus Fat.
I think this also goes here.
Once again I have no memories of of Boo Saga, so
Yeah, I think
I
this
have
also
never seen
goes
Boo
here
Saga.
because I
There
think
there
like
is less impact on this one
yeah,
because this isn't him fighting to save the world. This is him just like distracting Boo so that they have more time to get like
the fusion
people
study.
prepared
Yeah,
to fight him.
yeah,
He's basically just dicking around with Boo and talking to him for half the time.
yeah.
And like it's a great fight,
I mean, the
but
debut
just
of Super Saiyan 3 was fucking hardcore.
it is an
It was
amazing
yeah.
debut. He screams for like 3 minutes straight.
Yeah, like that fucking transformation like is it ranks up there. Might be my personal favorite, but I think
Like
like
Garen, this is
yeah.
the meme moment about to go even further beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Like
that
this is
Sean
the
shit and
Shamble
episode
has
where
gone on record saying this moment, how long this scream was, like destroyed his throat.
yeah, I
oh, I
think
imagine, yeah.
yeah, I think it was and then I think it was also I think it also had enough like impact to the characters because it also gave you more insight into how Boo kind of looked at things, like the fact that he was actually like very interested in what Goku was doing and was like the dichotomy between Goku becoming more serious in that form and then like but toying around but also having like a very kind of it's almost kind of inverting the expectation of the Dragon Ball thing of Goku being the goofy fighter versus the more serious collected one, and actually kind of annoying. And the
That's
thing is,
actually a good point.
yeah, and the thing is, Goku is still kind of annoying Fat Boo here. Like he's in like he just in a different way. So I think it goes there. I think I like it more. I actually like it very much. I'd probably rank it like high up here, like next to the Kid Buu one, but I can put it lower.
I mean, my issue isn't necessarily with its placement. It's more so I'm just looking at the things it's next to, and I'm like, I like this fight more than Vegeta versus 19. I like this fight more than Goku versus Cooler, but I also like this fight less than the Raditz thing. So like I kind of feel like both of them should be above the Cooler fight.
I'll do that for you.
I can agree with it. Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, like I like that one a lot. Okay, Goku versus Hit is I think also goes up here.
It's like one of, if not the best fight of Super
Super,
the
yeah.
anime. Like obviously, Battle of Gods and Broly movie are amazing, but in terms of the actual anime of Super,
Yeah.
like this was our big fight. This was a great moment.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
and like the way that they
Even though
like
I'm constantly improving is like a meme. It
oh
really was
yeah.
cool to watch
It
another character who grew alongside Goku during a fight
I mean,
and
Hit
watch them
the
kind
only
of.
problem with Hit's a cool character. The only problem is that he was just like really overpowered, and then but Goku actually having to kind of figure out like him studying it was cool to see, especially because it reminded you that Goku is not supposed to be stupid, and then
Yeah.
like and then like the return of like the Kaioken proper because the only time it had been like brought back from like after like Super Saiyan stuff was in like filler thing. So it was such a cool and then combining it like they took the idea from a filler thing. There's a filler episode like I think in the other world where Goku combines Kaioken and Super Saiyan. It's just
Yeah,
like
where he does the
oh
Super
you know
Kaioken.
it's like oh but it's I can't maintain this. But then they use that and they at least took an aspect that they had said about Super Saiyan Blue to properly utilize that. And it was a cool way to kind of say like, all right, this is how Goku's going to even the odds. I think I like this more than Roshi. I think I do like this more than Vegeta in 19. I think that's where I'd put it handily. But I
I think
can
that's
I
fair.
can I can
Unless
adjust.
Yeah.
Garen has like any disagreement.
No, I
Um
can I can I can live with it there. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
okay, so this is Goku versus Caulifla. I don't know if this is like I okay.
Is this one even really a fight? He just kind of showcases the
Yeah,
different Super
well,
Saiyan
this is the
forms.
thing. I don't think this is him and like Caulifla and Kale versus Goku like when they're actually like when he's showing off the forms because that was after the Jiren fight when he was hurt. That's not where this frame is from, and it's just Caulifla. But it might be both of them. If this is just these two, I'm gonna say it goes in because it's literally just them kind of fucking around. Like, oh, you're so cool, they're kind of just hyping each other up, and it's fun to see. Like, but I mean, it's not like anything noteworthy happened. Like, either way, like I think the fight
There's
between him,
definitely nothing interesting about the fighting.
yeah, I think the way that I think like okay, if this includes like the Kale fight, like post like his first round of Jiren, I actually would put it higher because there's a lot I like about that fight. But I'm gonna put that in for now. Like, and I don't really think I'm gonna hear too much fight on that. Um.
No. Caulifla
Oh,
is trash.
oh, I like cauliflower.
What is
Oh,
that?
fucking okay.
I hate her.
First Ultra Instinct against Jiren, like round one, is
I
Who's
actually like
cannot
crashing?
fucking tell what that picture is of. Is
well,
that
I think
round
hold on. I
one?
think I think my
Wait, what is it doing?
It's
I think
crashing.
it's gonna crash. Come on, go ahead, just do the crash. I know you're gonna. There you go.
There.
Refresh. Fucking Christ. Okay.
Alright, so this is round one.
Where did it
Where the
go?
fuck did it
Where did it
go?
go? Where the fuck did it go?
It's there in F.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not. I love this fight. I actually think this is like
It's
I
been a minute
personally
since I've
would
seen that fight.
I would
I'm trying to
personally
remember what
put it
happened in it.
here. Okay, that's like the first time Ultra Instinct came out, like after Goku just got absolutely fucking like
Now, like, here's
shredded
the
by
thing.
Jiren.
In
Spirit
the
Bomb.
manga, Ultra Instinct has kind of become a fucking overdone meme by this point, and they're like milking it for all it's worth and keep dragging it out longer and longer. The manga has made me like annoyed with the idea of Ultra Instinct.
But
But to
Cameron,
be fair to it,
Cameron, you
this is
haven't
when
read
it
the
was
manga.
new. And its debut, like the idea behind Ultra Instinct when it first dropped, was fucking amazing. It was something a little bit new, a little bit refreshing, but still with like the Dragon Ball feel of like overwhelming power. And it
Dude,
was
like
just really.
just the complete mystery behind how like what it was, how it came out, and then like the way they brought it back to like Whis' lessons of Goku, and then the way it scrapped with Jiren, and it clearly showed progress. Like it wasn't gonna win out in this moment, but it was just like, and then the way that it's set up, like it obviously set up like that he was gonna do it again later on, and it would evolve like that was hardcore. Like I genuinely
Actually,
think
you know what? Can we like above just pretty fucking awesome? Can we make a tier that is just called Ultra Instinct fights? Because it had like 3 of them, and all of them were great.
do you want to do that, Garen?
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
I
I
want to
saw.
put a tier between pretty fucking awesome and S that is just called Ultra Instinct fights. Because all of like the 3 or 4 times he used it in the Tournament of Power, fucking amazing.
I I could do that because
Okay.
I could do that.
All right, we can
There's
do
not
that.
really much there for Ultra
No,
Instinct
below S.
I know. I'm gonna mention.
because like with the tournament and power fights, there's not a lot really there that give it
Well, Ultra
its.
Instinct never had a bad fight.
Yeah, it never
Not
had a
one.
bad fight,
I would
but
say the
it was just
weakest fight it had was Kefla, and remember how that fight ended. So
it
it
was
was
Okay,
one of the
like
still
coolest
pretty
things in
damn
Dragon Ball.
good.
Period. Honestly.
yeah, like yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna put it
Sorry,
there.
sorry, I
And
got distracted.
speaking
I
of,
was reading this. I was reading this thread on the fucking MonsterVerse subreddit. It's for like the Godzilla stuff. So every once in a while, someone posted a thread of like who would win, like one of the monsters from the MonsterVerse or a kaiju from Pacific Rim, and everyone is literally like, "Bro, the weight difference alone makes this stupid."
yeah,
Because like Kong is about 90,000 tons. Well, like the biggest kaiju ever is like a tenth his size at like under 10K.
yeah, they're not comparable versus.
Yeah.
Okay, I think speaking of, we have Ultra Instinct Kefla, Ultra Instinct Goku versus Kefla.
That
Yeah.
is a better fight. I can say it's a better than his first encounter with Jiren.
Mm,
The ending
You think
do I
it's
definitely
like?
is.
better? I would say it's worse than his first encounter with Jiren. Because like
The
the
ending really is what
ending,
carries that
the
fight.
ending of the fight is amazing, but like the beginning of it, they spend like 3 minutes just having Kefla standing on a mountain of rock shouting green energy.
What I'm trying to what I'm trying to fight with is whether I prefer like how like gratifying it was to see Goku just completely fucking like shred Kefla when he should have been doing that the whole time and she just cannot get in ground, or whether I preferred like the fucking like massive intrigue that just the like the fight with Jiren. I think I like the Jiren one a little bit more. Just how like they just how much it fucking got you. Okay.
Okay.
Vegeta
Yeah,
versus
it's true.
Frost. I mean,
Vegeta
he
versus
just one
Frost.
shot at him. Like, I think it's decent. Like, it was satisfying to see Frost finally, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
that's about it.
do we think it is better than the previous Vegeta one shot that we put in Eh?
I'll put it in decent because it was at least more like meaningful because Frost had been kind of this annoying nuisance.
Frost was an actual character
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
just Qui
Okay.
replacement.
Okay. So
Okay, Super
Trunks
Trunks
versus
versus
Perfect
Cell.
Cell. I think it's. I
That one
feel
was
like
a
it's got to
really
go to.
short fight, but it demonstrated how well Cell just toys with
Yeah.
people after he achieved perfection.
That and it also just showcased like that future Trunks had a lot of flaws as well.
Yeah. He'd
He was a
showcase like
very
how intelligent. The showcase like Vegeta wasn't as stupid as his dad, as
I
Trunks
think
thought he was, because he didn't use that power because it wouldn't have worked whatsoever.
yeah, I think gripping but decent action is cool
Also,
because
Garen, they
the
do that
action.
right after showing that Vegeta is as stupid as Trunks thought he was, because Vegeta let Cell become perfect.
Yes, but
Yeah, I mean they both got their own issues. Like
yeah,
I think it could go
There's
here.
a big debate over who was the biggest idiot in the Cell Saga.
Goku. But like I think it could go here because I think like the action like the action was cool like seeing them have like the clash, but you also got to remember that it is only happening because Cell is deigning enough entertainment to
Yeah,
fuck
he's
with it.
allowing it to
Yeah,
happen. He's
so it's
just
not like
toying with it.
it's a very hard edge fight. Like Cell isn't quite done. He's just and it's fun to see. But I think it does like do a lot for like the character. Like it demonstrates like a lot about both of the characters in part of that fight. So I think it could go here. And I think it had like it was a cool enough thing I could put at the top of here.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Garen,
Unless Garen has an issue.
yeah, I can put it there.
Garen, you better get the fuck off Reddit.
He's
I was
addicted.
listening. Sometimes it is hard to see who they are based on like just all the
Okay,
pictures kind
what
of
in
blend
the
together.
fuck is
Kristen.
that? Oh, this is Goku and Vegeta both fighting Jiren when they
Yeah.
were in their blue forms.
Um, I'm
It
actually
was
gonna
That's actually pretty.
decent.
say
Honestly, that's a pretty
I'm
cool
gonna
image. To be
I'm
honest,
gonna
though.
say it goes like here because it was good for like it got you really
If you're gonna
invested.
put it there, explain how the narrative was gripping.
I think it was good to showcase like it comes right off the heels off of Vegeta like getting his own new form and obviously there's a lot to say about that because fucking blue evolution ended up being completely pointless like in the long run but it was
Yeah.
a good breakaway to give like the idea of Vegeta getting something else and then them both like all right fuck this like we're actually gonna work together like it was them bringing it together and I like the idea that was presented that the fact that they weren't necessarily fighting a synchronized front is actually what was making it harder for Jiren because he wasn't like it wasn't that he could actually like properly defend at like all at once. It was more like he just kind of had to broadly do it. Like it could gain ground. The reason I put it there is because I think it was good for the characters. I think actually the action was really weak because we only saw them work together in a fight against him like very briefly until Vegeta then left and to go deal with Toppo. Like so
Yeah,
it's so short like
Yeah,
it
this was a very
yeah.
short
I'm
fight.
gonna put it there just for the I like the way that it like set things up. I will say that because of like what ultimately became of it, it could go in just decent.
I
Like the
don't really feel like it has any story relevancy because, like, here's the thing: if they were going to do a tag team fight, the story implication behind those kind of battles is usually to showcase that people like are familiar enough with each other's fighting styles and know each other enough that they can work in tandem and like match what each other are doing, like proper coordination. Instead, as you said, like it tries
Mhm.
to subvert that by having it be like the two of them are just like completely doing their own thing,
yeah,
and it makes it like weirder for Jiren to try to counter it because they aren't coordinated. But
I think like the
I think that's
way
a bad decision because it makes no sense. Goku and Vegeta have been training together under Whis and Beerus for a long time now by this point. They should absolutely be used to each other's fighting styles after their training match and have that coordination that this fight is claiming they don't have.
yeah.
I think the them like the fight they had together alongside 17 against Jiren like after Toppo, I think that was a much better like tag team fight between them
It was a much better
than this
tag
one
team.
because there's like so
I would
I
put
could
this
move it
down
down
in
into decent.
decent
I'll put it down to
because
decent. Yeah,
it loses story relevancy on that point from what
yeah,
I said, and you already broke down yourself why it loses story relevancy on like the importance of blue evolution
yeah.
because
Yeah.
it,
So
it doesn't matter anymore.
I'll
Ultra
move it.
ego is the new thing.
I'll move it down to decent. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, Frieza and Goku versus Jiren. I'm sorry, I'm gonna wink the shit out of this one. I think this has to go on S at least.
It's
That
really short, but it
I
is a
think it's
very
ironically,
impactful moment.
ironically,
It's
it's a
like,
better show of teamwork than Goku Vegeta versus Jiren.
Yeah, it was, which
oddly,
is dumb as
yes.
hell. Yeah,
And I just love the like narrative weight where like this is the first time where not just a character who is currently still a villain, but no, a character that Goku himself still considers a villain and like is openly saying, as soon as this is done, I'm gonna come after you later anyway. Like this isn't squared away. The two
yeah,
of them are teaming up and working together. Like
yeah. Like,
this isn't like him working with Vegeta on Namek, where Goku's under like the delusional impression of like, hey, Vegeta can become a good guy later, which it took 2 arcs, but eventually it wasn't delusional, so fair enough on him. But like, no, this is a moment where the person is actively evil and planning to stay evil, and Goku's like, we need to work together and
yeah,
just
I like
fucking beat this guy.
the characterization, the fact that fucking Goku, like both of them had to basically come to terms that they were going to have to give up like their ambition. Goku had to fucking just accept like, okay, I cannot beat Jiren by myself. It's simply not going to happen. It's just impossible. Like he had to like swallow that, and Frieza also had to like be willing to be like, all right, like I cannot resurrect myself. I cannot win the Super Dragon Balls. Like it's not going to work out. Like this is the only way I have at least a 50-50 shot of getting somewhere, you know? Like I'm going to like at that point he thought he was going to stay dead, but at least he would have existence, you know?
Yeah,
So they both came to and they did it, and I love that Frieza never fucking stopped presenting that he just hated Goku during the entire ordeal. The animation was fucking gorgeous. Like,
It is probably the
yeah,
best
the
animation
fucking final
that
yeah,
frame
happened
being
ever in this.
there,
yeah,
the fucking final frame being
yeah,
Goku in Super Saiyan and
yeah. The
Frieza, then
fact that they
power revving up purple yellow.
utilized the original fucking forms just like to fucking like really like hit you where at home and not any of their new forms was that
It's
was like
it's
that was
it's. I
artistic.
think
Like,
honestly, it's the perfect form of nostalgia
yeah,
where it's not just like, oh, here's that thing that
hmm,
everyone loved back in the '80s. It's here is this new thing directly calling back to that in a way that's gonna hit you right in the soul.
yeah.
And you can't deny, Cameron. All three of us are hit right in the soul with
And
that.
it did like it did. I don't know why Cameron would deny that, but yeah, like
Why,
yeah,
Garen?
I don't
I have
know.
not
yeah.
been saying anything but good things about
Yeah, and
this.
I
it
don't
like
know.
the way that they made it clear that it wasn't just we decided to do it. They actually like executed away by making Goku like they showed him flickering because he was struggling. Like they actually made it like a story thing. Like that was as far as he could go, and they ended it on that. Like yeah, I want to put it up here. But we could put it here.
I think
Like
putting it in Super Saiyan might be too much of a wank.
mhm.
Yeah,
I think it's better than
I
the
but
Beerus forms.
I'm gonna be
yes, I
fair.
can agree with that.
I kind of want to put it at top of this.
I
I
could do that.
really love the Demon King Piccolo fight,
Yeah.
but like as super brief as this is,
Hmm.
this little like ending moment, the final bit of the Jiren fight where Goku and Frieza are teaming up is just so fucking good.
Yeah, like it's that's yeah, I like it there. Oh, Frieza versus Nail. I'm gonna say badass.
Definitely let us
Oh no,
see how sadistic Frieza could
I'm gonna
be.
say
Yeah.
gripping. Like it was like a good like story thing, but it wasn't like obviously there's not much to it because
Especially
it's literally
because it
just
allowed them to get the Dragon Balls
yeah, it was
to.
literally just Nail fucking like screaming at Frieza and crying over his ripped off arm for a while, but it was a really good fucking like presentation of Frieza and Nail's characters. Like I like it, and it actually was really important because it's what enabled the good guys to have time to do it without Frieza fucking them over.
And even more than that, it also led to the whole Piccolo and Nail fusion thing,
Yeah.
which gave him a good fight against second form Frieza
So
before.
I personally would put it
It
like
also gave us a
here.
great meme in Abridged.
Yeah, I would put it here, but I don't know where you guys would rank that.
Wait, where did you hold it? Just
I
putting it
think
in gripping?
Yeah,
I would put it
it's got a good
above Grandpa
emotional
Gohan
weight, I
and
would
below
say.
the Cybermen. Actually, I might like it
Okay.
more than that for what it is.
I really like the Grandpa Gohan fight. I
Mhm.
love how like impactful it is. The moment when Kid Goku is like so happy he's on the verge of tears as he sees the man he was fighting was actually like his grandpa, and he has that like jumping hug with him. Like it's a great moment. But Garen hasn't seen original Dragon Ball, and I've been harping on fight length a lot, and it wasn't exactly a super long fight either, as much as I liked the martial arts choreography. So
Yeah,
I guess I'll just have to accept Grandpa Gohan being below the Frieza nail fight. Because
yeah.
as much as I want it higher, I can't justify it to myself.
Goku versus Harugar. I think here. I think. I mean,
Well, yeah,
like it's not like
because like
Harugar was even
that
like.
movie had no story relevancy to
Yeah,
anything.
it's not like Harugar was even like that cool a villain. It's not like he was like cooler where there was like an actual like interesting flair
Well,
to
okay,
the
it
fight.
was cool to have a kaiju,
Okay,
but like he had no personality, so he wasn't really cool. And this is the
yeah,
fight against the less cool form anyway.
the bug Harugar. I mean, it was cool that he swung. Dragon Fist was cool. It's a cool fight. It's just not very like I didn't feel like oh shit like I was so like emotionally hyped
It
up
was
for
the
it.
last fight we had until Yosan Goku and his friends return got made. So
Was
as
this
like the
after Fusion Reborn? I cannot remember.
yes, this was the
Okay,
final Dragon Ball movie.
okay,
Uh Now, okay, I guess to be fair, the Hachiyak film got animated after this as well.
that's true.
But like for a stretch of time, this was the final fight of Dragon Ball. This was the send off moment of the franchise, while GT tried to carry the torch. And like
GT, yeah, yes, yeah,
the
GT tried, I
Dragon
could say.
Fist is definitely a climactic and fitting moment to end things off with. It is an awesome attack. Everybody wants it to be made canon because it's so damn cool. But as great as that last moment is, the fight leading up to it is not as cool.
Mhm. Like Harugar was all right for what he was. Like I think like it's all right. It was a badass fight. It's just like it didn't. It's just because Harugar himself was just not like that in emotionally investing. Like it's and he wasn't
Right.
supposed to be. He was supposed to be a big ass monster that got that whooped ass and then got his ass whooped, and he does that perfectly. Like
He does that perfectly
he's
well,
cool,
yeah.
yeah. So I think that's fine there, like in action. Vegeta versus Dodoria. Also, I'm gonna try to go a little bit fast on these because I want to see if we can finish this time. If not, we can't. That's fine.
Pretty sure this was another like one shot. He just fucking like
He did.
toys with Doria.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it could go here because it was cool showing like that Vegeta like across the Namek saga being like a third party, not a good or a bad guy, his own like fucking like one man army, like and playing hit and run with all the like both sides. And Dodoria,
It was
especially like
definitely interesting.
his sadistic targeting of Dodoria, I think was really cool. Obviously, it's just not like it wasn't like it was it was a good beatdown. I think it was a good beatdown. It's
I
just
think
like
my main issue with the Dodoria fight is just that like the Zarbon fight is right there.
that is true. Okay, Vegeta versus Raccoon.
I
I
don't
think
remember
kind of
much about
this.
that
Would
fight, to
this
be
I feel like
honest.
it's
technically
kind of
be
this.
all three of them versus Raccoon? I think this is the full
Yeah,
fight.
that's true. I guess I would put that kind of in the same vein. Oh, I might
Yeah.
want to put it up here. Raccoon was like, okay, Raccoon was dumb. Like, literally, he's supposed to be dumb. He's just a big dumb brute. And personally, I think Nappa was more entertaining than him.
Nappa was
Like,
more entertaining.
yeah, like I think but I mean,
But
it
I
was cool
think
seeing them
by
struggle
virtue
against.
of not having Cybermen with him, of Raccoon just being the entire fight, it did enable for better action than the Nappa fight.
Yeah, I could
Because
put
like we
Raccoon.
really see Raccoon like beating down on all three of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Did they
physicality.
technically kill Gohan?
I mean, he fucked him up a good bit.
No,
One of the
Gohan
two,
was still alive.
because he was about, because like Gohan had the whited up eyes and like his, I think his
He was
back was
definitely
broken.
about to kill Gohan, just like
Yeah.
Nappa was about to kill Gohan. Raccoon
Stay.
really was just Nappa done again.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this one I would probably put well, okay, if it's all three of them, I would put it above Grandpa Gohan. If it's just Vegeta, I would put it below him. I'll
I'm
put it.
pretty sure it's a full fight.
I would
That's
say
what
it's the full fight.
I would put it like above Grandpa Gohan, but below Frieza and Nail though.
I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Second form Frieza versus
second
Piccolo.
form Frieza versus Piccolo was a pretty decent fight.
I kind of wanted to put it high. It was pretty cool. I liked that one a
And
lot.
I would
how
just
high do
gripping
you
but
want to
decent
put it?
action.
Because I do
I'd say
remember it being hype. It's just that like it kind of
Yeah.
gets downplayed because like Frieza just goes third form and he's like, "Well,
That
what are you
is
gonna do now, Green Man?"
that's true. I liked it because I liked the use of bringing Piccolo back, like giving him like relevance in the like in the saga based around
Yeah,
Namek, letting
the
him.
fusion with Nail that leads into this is also really neat.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I like like
I
him
could put
coming
it
up.
at like bottom of awesome.
Yeah, that's where I'd put it. Okay, Goku versus Krillin as kids, I think is decent. Like it wasn't meant to be a
What
very.
clothing are they wearing?
This is
Okay,
like the
this is
turtle gear.
in the first tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah, that their fight was emotional, but like I've gone back and read the original Dragon Ball manga. Between Goku meeting Krillin and this fight happening, it was only like a single manga volume and like 6 episodes of the anime.
yeah,
Like there is not enough time to build the emotional connection yet that they are expecting the fight to represent.
yeah. So I think it could go there. It was a decent fight. It was fun.
It was
Go.
still a decent fight, but
Yeah,
like a lot of the emotion behind it
yeah.
was moving too quickly.
Goku versus Ginyu.
This
Um.
was a fun
eh.
fight because it had the body swapping and everything.
I would say eh.
Really?
Yeah, it was really eh. It didn't really have much for it. The body swapping was just
Actually, yeah. It was more
We
like it.
do see Goku have to fight in Ginyu's body for a while, and that's fun. It's
Is that
definitely a more
included there?
interesting gimmick than say like the Goldo fight. The
Yeah.
it
yeah.
has to be at least decent because you put the Goldo fight in
Yeah. I'll
decent.
I'll put decent. Decent's fair. Okay. Goku, or sorry, Gohan, Team Gohan, like Ultimate Gohan versus Super Buu. I think
Absolute fucking horseshit. Because he gets fucking jobbed.
I was gonna put it in badass, but meh because he got cucked. Like,
I know we explicitly have absolute fucking
I think
horseshit
it
for this.
depends
I mean,
how heavily you weigh the cucking
it
against the
was
fight.
not that bad a cucking because at least in that
Not
one
that
it
bad
was
at cooking.
okay. Yes, okay. Meta wise, in universe. It wasn't that bad because at least it was because Super Buu actually strategized against him.
Okay.
Like
Once again,
it was, yeah, it
I
was
have
a
not seen
Okay,
the
well,
tactic.
saga.
Aaron, basically what happens is like
Here, Cameron, explain
Gohan
that
is
to him
letting
while I take a
himself get
piss real
cocky
quick.
again, and he's utterly shitting on Super Boo, and
Yeah.
like he has the opportunity to beat him, but he's like just attacking him and grandstanding instead of finishing it, and
Hmm.
then a portion of Super Boo that he had split off from himself earlier is like going around flanking Gohan, like hiding behind rocks and stuff. And it jumps out at him from behind and absorbs Gohan because he dragged the fight out too long.
I got you. Okay, so it's actually like
So like
because
it's not
Gohan cucked
necessarily
himself, not the
amazing
story cucked him.
strategy, but like Boo actually put thought into it.
Okay, so it
Back,
wasn't a
slight amendment. That is not quite correct. What happened was is that Super Buu left, came up with a plan, and came back, and he convinced Goten and Trunks to fuse into Gotenks again, and then absorb Gotenks when they weren't looking, which enabled him to beat Gohan.
I do not remember that.
Yeah.
I was under the impression he had already absorbed Gotenks before he fought Gohan. Because
No,
I'm gonna be
he.
honest, if Gohan fucking let Super Boo fly away mid fight, then that makes this a way harsher cucking. Because why the
Yeah.
fuck would you let him go?
I think it was just like he got away, but yeah, it was basically like because Goten and Trunks were watching like Gohan fuck up Boo.
I do remember when Marco showed me back when he was back at the college. He did show me at least the start of it, and Gohan and Trunks, Goten
He
and Trunks
showed
were looking
you
above a rock.
Gohan calling Super Buu a retard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like during that point though, there was it did, I believe it did show Goten and Trunks like
Yeah, they
hiding
were
behind a rock
there.
watching.
Like what Super Boo planned, he came back and he then absorbed Gotenks. That's why, because remember, Goku was was gonna fuse with Gohan originally. That was his
Well, yeah, I
plan.
remember that much,
Yeah,
but
and the only reason, and it didn't work out because because then Boo absorbed Gohan. Then like he absorbed him after Gotenks defused in him, which I mean is it's not really that big a deal in any case because a lot of it is relying on the fact that they made Gohan fucking stupid.
Which is why it's absolute fucking horseshit, because he got
Yeah.
cucked. They story cucked him. If what Cameron said was right, I would agree that it could go in, badass movement impact. But if it really is like Gohan allowed Boo to leave, come back, and then
or like
like if we
I guess what Marco was saying is that he didn't necessarily allow him to leave.
Yeah.
Marco said like, "Oh, that Boo got away from him," but it's like, dude, he can sense energy. He should
Yeah.
have been like following Boo and stopping him before he absorbed anybody.
I want to put in badass because the thrashing that Gohan did give him was very good. So the actual action of the fight was cool.
but you could say the same thing. I'd argue the same thing
For Vegeta, yeah, that's
for
fair.
Vegeta versus Frieza.
I mean, it
That the
was
actual
yeah,
thrashing was cathartic and great, but then they completely cucked him because story. And
yeah.
that if what you're saying is right, Marco, the same thing
I
is
mean,
still
I
argued
can
for
put it here
Gohan.
too. I can put it there
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
Absolutely.
it's definitely better than that one, but
Yeah. I think it just earned this one, but I can put it there too. So I'll leave it up to you then, Cameron.
I'm fine with putting it in horse shit.
All right.
But
Okay.
it's because you said that category is for fights that had like incredible potential and they just fucking ruined it. And
Yep.
like that is definitely what the Ultimate Gohan fight was. That's what Ultimate Gohan in general was. Like
Yep.
extreme amounts of potential for badass moments and they just fucked it.
Yep. That's exactly it. Okay. Gohan versus Ginyu Goku is decent. I mean,
I
like,
don't remember
I
anything
think
about this
you could
fight.
probably say that's the whole Ginyu fight. And then at that point, I would say that
uh,
the Gohan Ginyu, the Goku Ginyu goes into and that goes there.
I could do that.
I guess that's fair. I don't
Um,
remember anything about like specifically Gohan versus Goku
Yeah, I
Ginyu.
think that's
I
supposed
thought
to
it
be the
was
Ginyu
I
fight.
thought it was cool because it was like it was Goku and Ginyu's body coming out and basically having to tell his son to beat his ass. So I mean
Yeah,
it was cool for that, and then Gohan letting loose that rage, definitely getting a little bit of a some repressed feelings in the mix there. But yeah, I liked it there. Okay, go Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Bojack. This was a fantastic ass beating.
I once again
That was
that's
another great fight.
I want to put it there, but that might be a bit high.
I
no, I
don't
don't think anything
necessarily
above. I don't
think
think anything
that's
beneath
too
it is
high at
better.
all.
Yeah,
His fight versus Bojack was really good. I might
yeah.
even put it higher.
An S?
I don't know about S, but like I could put it higher in this tier.
What do you
Because like I
think?
agree
Above
that it's
eight.
not as good as the other Super Saiyan 2 Gohan fight, obviously.
Hmm.
But like him fighting Bojack was kind of like it was supposed to be like the moment showing that like, hey, even without Goku here, a new problem can arise and Gohan can take care of it himself.
Hmm.
This was like proving that he could step up to the plate and do it. Now, the story relevancy is maybe kind of lost because first off, it's in a movie timeline.
Yeah,
Second off, Gohan did not do that in the real timeline. Instead, he fucking got cucked repeatedly and never stood up to the plate properly.
yeah.
But like within the context of its own film, it it builds upon the Cell arc really well with like
Okay.
continuing Gohan's story
All
and
right.
how
Then
things
what? Top
could have
of just
gone.
fucking badass, I'd say.
I think personally I would rank it above Hidden Goku, but below Goku and Cooler. That's my personal thought looking at it.
I can't really think of anything to argue against it, so that's fine.
Alrighty. Um. Okay. Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku versus Jiren. This was badass as hell.
It's obviously going to be in the Ultra Instinct tier,
Yeah. I'm gonna put
but
it at the top.
is it the top one?
Yes.
I'll put it at the
Yeah,
top.
all right.
I
That
think
I
it's
mean, just the intro alone, like, really
yeah.
sells you. Oh, okay. Oh wait, is that okay?
Okay,
That's
this
what
is
is
this
that?
is
Oh, this
Goku
is
versus
also from the
Broly.
Broly movie.
This is
That
Goku
is
versus
that is
Broly.
definitely an S.
I
Well, hold
think
on. I'm
uh
gonna be realistic here, Garen. The early parts of the fight where it's just Goku or just Vegeta fighting against Broly, they're good. I don't think anyone is gonna say that they are bad, but they are not necessarily all that amazing. I would not put it in S myself.
put it I think pretty fucking awesome. Because it was a solid fight. The animation was really cool. Well, obviously not this one, where for some reason they used the Budokai fucking model for Goku and CG'd him instead of just drawing it. But when they did, artwork, it was fucking perfect. Like animation was clean. The fight choreography was really fucking on point. And then I like the actual I like Goku's like actual attempts to try to talk to Broly, like in it, not
Yeah,
in so much as he's being unreasonable, but
but like he
like
recognizes that he doesn't have to fight right now if he
yeah,
doesn't want
he's at
to.
least trying to just kind of talk him down, which is a big shift from ooh we have to fight. Like it's a little bit of a break change in the formula, which I liked. I think I would put it maybe. I like it more than the Raditz fight personally, but I'm probably just like I've seen a lot of things. Maybe like above the cooler fight, unless I have any arguments.
Well, since Karen wanted to put it in S, I want to hear his case.
Just saying, like I think that the animation is really good. Apart from the fucking CG
Yeah, the weird ass
fucking
CG.
characters, the weird SCG they have to that they I feel like they're required to do it at least once a movie
Nah,
because
they
they
just
did it
wanted
in
to
all
save
three
some money.
movies. Um, but I think the fight itself was very well. It was very well choreographed. I think it had a good. I think it had good emotional moments, like with Goku being able to like pause Broly for a second, and Broly, for Broly's credit, actually listening to Goku and was calming down until his father screamed at him to beat Goku's ass, and then Broly proceeds to brutalize Goku.
Yeah,
And I think honestly that was the defining moment of the movie where you get to see really just how devastatingly powerful Broly is gonna be to them, and the movie only escalates from there, from it being like because he fought Vegeta. I believe he fought Vegeta and God. That Goku went to God, and he brutalized Goku. And then Goku, from that point, like rage snaps into blue, almost going Ultra Instinct, just for that little nod for the fans. And then from there, the fight just escalates from there. I think that the Goku versus Broly fight, right there, really like cements and defines just how intense the rest of the movie is gonna be. And I think because of that, and because of the weight that it kind of carries, and it because it really does for that one moment, it carries a lot of actually, it does carry a lot of emotional weight. Not in the sense of like, oh, like you feel a lot of emotion, but it actually really is kind of a very short, a really good scene of showing that Broly himself is not a fighter. He doesn't want to hurt people. He doesn't want to fight. So when given an option by the very person he was told to fight, like, hey, we don't have to do this, but
yeah,
then show that he's got like his father has such a control over him even beyond the collar that like he said like he told the Chile earlier that it's his father. If his father wants him to do something, that is what he's going to do because his father is the one that's taken care of and raised him for 40 years. And I just think that everything about it really kind of it really kind of like I said like I've kind of said before, like I've already said, defines how the movie is structured and where it's gonna escalate from there.
yeah. That's fair. I think that I don't agree necessarily with as much of the impact towards the film overall as it, but I do agree with like the positives about the fight. That's what I think it deserves that much at least. I don't know, Cameron, if you think if you want to move that anywhere, or you think it's fine where it is.
I think it's probably fine where it is.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it there, Garen.
Okay.
Fair point. Yeah, I mean that's going high. It was still a fucking hardcore fight.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, Goku versus fucking Burter and Jace. Like another. This is just another good ass beating. I don't really care too much about this one. Like,
Decent.
yeah, I
It was
think decent.
definitely decent.
Yeah, I think decent is fine. It was just a good ass beating. Okay, Goku versus Cell. Like perfect Cell when they finally squared off.
I think
Now,
that's
this is a pretty short fight because he
Mhm.
kind of like just cuts it off before it really gets going, and he's like, "All right, I can't do it. Fight my son." He's like, "Beat the shit out of my toddler."
I think I could put it in probably like fucking awesome. I think it was a cool. I think it was a good like conclusion because they had been like even Cell himself had literally been fucking like hyping up the fight between him and Goku. He's like, "Bring me fucking Goku. Like, where is he? Like, I want to test it." It was a good like reflection. Then like they were both just kind of in it for the fight.
I
And
think it's a nice subversion because Goku like basically just calls out, "Yeah, you're not getting your fight. I'm stepping down. I
yeah,
can't do it."
yeah.
And I also think there is definitely story relevance because like
Mhm.
that decision pissing off Cell leads into all of the stuff with the Cell Juniors happening and all of the stuff with like 16 being killed and like if Goku had not orchestrated the Gohan fight in this way, I don't think Cell would have been as angry and done the events that like created Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So, like, while I personally have always believed Goku totally could have won this fight, uh, his decision to step down before Cell could be satisfied is
Mhm.
definitely integral to the story of how things did play out.
yeah.
And I
Wasn't
think
it
the
stated?
action is good.
Wasn't
So
it
I
stated
guess it
that
can
Frieza,
go
that the
here.
Cell was at that point not like wasn't a little bit stronger than Goku?
I think it was more like okay, yeah, Cell was made out. It's very clear that Cell was just stronger than Goku, but like the idea is that there were ways that Goku could have won. Like like okay, Cell. Even if you say Cell is like twice as strong as Goku, right? Which is
Yeah.
a big jump. But if Goku is like fucking powerful enough to blow off like half of Cell's body, like
Yeah.
if Goku had decided that he's just gonna do that for a while and keep spamming sensu beans, you know,
Hmm.
like he probably I wouldn't say it's impossible that he could have won that.
Or there's also like he could have combined Kaioken with Super Saiyan, and at
Yeah,
that point, I mean, it's literally the power of Super Saiyan 2 then, because the 50
yeah.
times multiplier times 2 from Kaioken, you just fire off one big attack with that, and Cell's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, Majin Vegeta versus Goku. I think personally should go here. I could think put it here.
That's
It's
between you two. I still haven't
Majin
seen
Vegeta
it.
versus Goku is actually like my personal favorite fight of Z.
It's your absolute favorite fight. I,
Yeah.
I, I don't necessarily think the fight is all that great. I think I think it's a good fight. Don't get me wrong there. I want to put that out first. But like, it's an intentional cutting where like the fight gets cut off before it can reach a proper conclusion because like Vegeta knocks Goku unconscious and then goes to do the final explosion. Like he the character himself does not feel satisfied by it, and it's still not a proper conclusion to them fighting each other. And the audience probably feels a little bit of that too. It's just that the fight was good enough, we were satisfied, and the final explosion happens right after it, which obviously wipes away any disappointment we would have had because that's a fucking like monumental moment. But it's like in isolation of looking at the fight, I think that it is a very good fight between Goku and Vegeta. I think it portrays Vegeta's character at that point in time very well, because like the man literally let himself get brainwashed all because he wanted to be able to fight Goku. Like
Yeah.
he the only thing he gives a fuck about at that moment in time is fighting Goku.
I
And
think
like
like if for one thing, the emotional weight is great because it fucking like it's the clear culmination of all this fucking like Kakarot shit that Vegeta has just been spewing the whole ever since he fucking first
spewing
arrived.
for several
Yeah,
arcs and dragging out.
and he was doing that, and it showed that like it really showed him at just his most like fucking like shameless like need to prove himself. The dialogue in the fight is fucking god tier with him just basically just letting it all out about how like he his entire life feels like a fucking joke because like Goku completely undermines everything he felt he should be. I like that Goku is not taking it lying down either. Like aside from just giving him like as much like beat back as he can. And like yes, he can go Super Saiyan 3, but this is one of the instances where it's actually like fair that Goku is not jumping to a form because if he does that then he cannot stay on Earth anymore. So like
Yeah.
it's actually like a fair reasoning and Goku is also not mentally like fucking giving like in to what Vegeta like he's even calling out like when Vegeta is talking about like, oh, I don't give a fuck about my family. This is all I care. Even Goku's like, yeah, you're full of shit. You can't lie to me about that. And aside from
I mean, the
that,
thing is though that in the previous arc, like in the Cell Saga, he still didn't give a fuck about his family.
well, yeah,
Like
but that was 7 years prior.
yeah, but I'm just saying I don't necessarily feel like the Buu arc does a great job of displaying that Vegeta has changed over those 7 years, just because most of his scenes are dedicated to him basically simping over Goku and like this inane desire for a fight where he's like, no, I need to fight you. Fuck everything else. Fight me, damn it. Of course, the final explosion finally like puts the pin in that by showing like, okay, no, Goku was right. Like Vegeta does care about his family now. But like when you're first watching this fight, there's a legitimate sense where you're like, Goku could just be wrong. Like
No,
Vegeta has not shown
I don't
any
think so
inclination
because
he cares.
they showed like Vegeta went from in the Cell arc to being perfectly willing to assault his own like future son if he even fucking bothered him a little bit and only caring so much in him as like fucking training him to being like, all right, Trunks, if you fucking land a hit, I'll take you out for ice cream. And even when Trunks does not succeed, he still takes him out for like, yeah, it's not a lot, but there's a clear distinction that he's not that he's much more subdued, and like you can easily like extrapolate from that
He's
he's
almost like a tsundere.
yeah, you can easily extrapolate from that he is
That
that
that,
he
that kind
cares
of
for
is Vegeta's character, to be honest,
yeah.
Garen.
So I think it's very good for like also the sheer fact that Vegeta is willing to stay and live as a husband to Bulma and with their son is more than enough for Goku to be like, yeah, I don't think so cuz at this point Goku also knows Vegeta. He can pick up on the nuances of his character. Like it's a clear thing and I appreciate that Goku is not buying it. Like he's like he can easily tell like it I think it's like such a good fucking like conclusion to the kind of long running thing that they had obviously super kind of yeah but like and everything that came after that just worked off it so well and then the actual fight itself I think the animation is really good I think the actual fight choreography is really clever like there's this one scene like in this image where Vegeta like fucking like restrains Goku by using energy rings to fucking trap him against a rock and just beat on him. And at one point, Goku's just like, "All right, fuck this," and he hits him with the rock that he's tied to. Like, I think like that's just fun. I like there's not one single like bad thing I have about this fight, and I think it excels in everything like in the best way. I think like if it should go here, and I personally like it more than well all of these but like at least I think it would go here but I can put it like I at the very least it should go at the bottom of this.
I mean, once
Uh,
again, I have not seen it, so I'm okay with that.
yeah, Garen hasn't seen the Boo saga.
Oh scrub.
there's kind of like a disparity here, because like the other things that are in S tier, Battle of Gods, like Goku versus Beerus, and then Demon King Piccolo saga, Goku versus the big boy himself. Those are both fights that were like cementing what the franchise would be moving forward. Like Demon King Piccolo kind of brought us into more of like explosions, damage to the area, beam attacks, like big bombastic fights. Uh, and then the Beerus obviously introduced us into like godly threats and stuff, like because the Kais don't fucking count. Uh,
What did I tell you about
so
that word?
So like
Kid.
Beerus kind of brings us into that and shows us like a new world moving forward and everything. And like that the series is going to be focusing on a new transformation and like God Key and whatever. Whereas like as you said, the Vegeta fight, the Majin Vegeta fight there is more of like a conclusion to something. And it made us wait several arcs, several full sagas, but it does finally give us like a rematch between Goku and Vegeta that has been unfinished since the Saiyan saga. And it, on one hand, I think that they kind of cheap out of it because we don't get a proper conclusion to the fight, because like Vegeta knocks Goku out and goes to fight Boo for the final explosion. But the fight does go on long enough and have enough good moments that I feel like most people were satisfied. And it does kind of like show how much each person has progressed since the last time they fought. It's a nice, well written callback. I agree that it goes in S, but if I'm looking at the like Jiren fight over there on the other side of S, which is the same idea of taking two characters that fought ages ago and like showing us where they are now and how much they've progressed in the years since, and like them like having like this culminating moment. I feel like the Jiren one is just more impactful because it's showing the two of them being forced to work together, and it calls back to the original fight in more clever ways with like as you mentioned, like the color scheme and everything. I just I don't feel like it's as good as the Jiren fight. I can grant you to put it above the other two, but it's not above Jiren, which by virtue means it's not going to the top tier.
Okay, I can take that. What's up? Give me 1 second. I'm taking a sip of water. I'm also gonna try to speed run these last few a little bit. Okay, I don't even
Unless
remember
most of
this.
these are really dumb fights, we might have to go to a second part, a
Yeah,
second day, because it's already 2 a.m.
this fight I don't remember. This is just Goku versus Thugs. I don't care about that.
I
Uh,
can't even tell
yeah,
what the picture is.
it's just
Is it
Goku.
just supposed to be him fighting the Red Ribbon Army?
It is.
Oh,
I
I
can
think so.
see.
Okay,
Yeah, that is.
Oh, okay.
the Red
It
Ribbon
was a really
Army.
cool scene where he
Yeah,
tears through the entire army.
that's
He
true.
literally like smashes tanks apart, and it's a full massive like city-sized military base, and he
Yeah,
beats the shit out of he kills every single person in the base.
yeah. Actually, if that's Red Ribbon Army, that goes pretty high. I think. I think better than. I think personally above the Roshi scene is my pick.
I think I like it more than Android 19.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
All right.
Goku versus
Is this
Oob.
even a fight? Goku
Fucking
didn't fight Oob at the
yeah,
tournament. Is it talking
like
about Oob versus Pan?
no, this is Oob versus. I'm gonna guess this is just when like Goku's like, hey, come fight me, like a little bit. Let me gauge your power, and
I
then
don't
that's it.
think they really fought
I
there,
think
though.
Oob took a few shots and that was it. Like Goku didn't even engage with it. That goes in ant. Like it was a nice thing.
Is this
Goku.
Wheelo?
No, this is Goku versus that
Oh, that's
light-eating lizard
Yakon,
dude.
the guy
Yeah,
that like
Yakon.
absorbs light.
I
And
mean,
Goku beat him by just going Super Saiyan, and he's like, ah,
yeah,
bright
he's like,
energy.
shit, it's too much light. Eh? Like,
It's pretty whatever.
it's like he didn't even fight him. He just ate too
It,
much
it was
light.
a nice gimmick, but it ended too quickly. You know what? I feel the same way about it as I feel about the Botamo fight.
Uh, yeah. Okay,
Okay, this
Blue
is
Goku
Resurrection
versus
F
versus
Goku
Goldfree.
versus Frieza.
I mean the fight itself was cool. It was animated. The actual fight was
I
cool. It's
just hate that it
just
happened
the
after
premise was
fucking
just
Vegeta.
very dumb. No, this was before.
Oh, this was before it? Okay.
Yeah, because
Wait,
after
wait,
Vegeta
which
got
fight?
this is Blue Goku versus Gold Frieza in Resurrection
Oh,
F.
I don't. Fuck. I wrote the memory. I wrote
Uh,
the movie out my memory.
I'm gonna say I feel like badass, but meh.
Yeah, like the movie itself. Like, honest
Like
to
it just
God,
because the premise was so faulty to begin with.
The
everything
entire
about that
story
movie could
was
have.
retarded.
Yeah,
You could, honest to God, write that entire movie out of Super's history, and it would change nothing besides
yeah.
Frieza getting a power up, which you can easily give him by having them train before the tournament of power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it there because at least it's a cool enough fight that I watched maybe
Because even
watched a
then,
clip
you can
out of
even
it.
have it like you can even have it as like a special thing. Like Frieza gets to go train on Beerus's planet, and him just being there and doing his own dumb shit gives him golden form,
Yeah,
and that makes just as much, if not more sense than I meditated for 4 months and got a new form.
yeah,
No, Garen. He meditated in hell for 4 months to improve his form. He gained golden by like training.
for 4
Like he
months.
trained on his ship for a month and went from weaker than Super Saiyan to as strong as Super Saiyan Blue.
Yep. So yeah, that's going there. Gotenks versus Super Boo, I think also goes in badass, but meh, because Super Boo or Gotenks didn't accomplish anything because he was
Yeah, there was
fucking.
no real
I'll
story.
put it at the top, but the problem is he was just fucking around too much. Like if he had actually done something, you know, uh,
Uh,
Tien versus is that Krillin? When did Krillin have
I
hair in OG Dragon Ball?
no that's Goku. You just
Oh,
can't
that
see
is.
his tail very
Oh, because
well.
his eyes are closed. Yeah. Okay. So when
Yeah,
Tien beat
this is
Goku,
Tien versus Goku, the
I
final match of
actually
the
I
22nd
actually do like.
Budokai.
Yeah, I do like this fight. Do I
It was
like
the
it?
second tournament arc. It's a really good fight, and there's good
Is it
story
enough
as
for
well because this
here?
is like when Goku is trying to like bring Tien back from like the dark path of the assassin that he was walking, and he's like giving Tien a glimpse of just actually like having to go all out in a fight against another martial artist you respect. And it
Yeah,
kind of instills in Tien his new drive going forward, where he's like, I just want to fight and train for personal improvement instead of
yeah,
like killing people. And also, the way the fight ends is just really cool because like Goku doesn't know how to fly yet, and like the two of them go soaring out of the arena, out of the entire building as they're uh like clashing in midair and doing like attacks and stuff, and then like they're both like too tired to keep going and are about to crash into the ground. But like Goku hits a fucking car first, so he loses because he hit the ground before Tien did.
yeah. I think it was a.
Isn't Tien pissed with that ending?
I mean, he's because he
Uh,
still won.
Yeah.
I believe they were probably
I
both
feel like I
disappointed in
could
that
put it.
ending, Garen.
I think I could put it
Yeah.
at the bottom of awesome. It was a cool fight. I do like that one.
It's one of the greats from OG Dragon Ball. I
Okay.
remember seeing a Team 4-star list where it was like in their top 10
Yeah.
fights of the whole franchise.
Oh, here we go. Goku versus like actual like main Piccolo, like
Yeah, this
Piccolo
is at
Junior.
the third tournament arc.
Yeah,
It's also a really good
this
fight.
is also awesome. I think personally I like this more
I
than
think this was the fight that like Team 4-star ranked as like their number one favorite fight of the whole franchise.
I have to watch it.
this one is
I
good.
I don't. I don't necessarily agree with them about it being the absolute best, but
I
it's
think
a
it was pretty.
really fucking good
It's
Could
fight.
I put it
holy
in
shit,
S? I
50
might have.
minutes long.
I would put it at bottom of S. It's a
Yeah, it
really
it
good
deserves
fight.
that.
There was no
Goku
way this
versus
fight
Is
lasts
this?
for over
Yamcha.
50.
Oh no, I thought it was Vegeta. No, that's Yamcha.
Goku versus Yamcha. That's going there.
Nah,
Wait,
dude, no, move it. No, no,
Uh,
no.
Fuck.
Get. I thought it was Vegeta. What the fuck are you doing? It's not.
It's
Put it
top tier.
seriously. It's not that good.
It's decent.
Yeah,
It's
like
all right.
I saw the picture and I got excited because I thought it was Goku
Yeah.
versus Vegeta. But then I remembered, oh wait, no, Goku wore blue pants in the first arc. That's Goku versus Yamcha,
Yeah.
and it's a
There's a
really
run around
whatever
it.
fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Yamcha did anything. Like, oh, okay. I think this is Frieza and Gohan's non-fight, and honestly, I think this is because it was dumb. Because like it wasn't even like a good scrap, and the only reason it happened is because for some reason Frieza felt like he needed to deceive Frost to wring him out. I don't, which
Which
does
was stupid.
which is completely dumb considering that Frost was like a tenth of Frieza's power, if that. And like I'm pretty sure Gohan could have ringed him out, and they didn't need to and he didn't need to pretend to beat up Gohan. It was just dumb. Like it was such a dumb idea.
why
And
is this fight so
Yeah.
long? This is like an episode. It's almost 2 episodes long.
yeah, I'm actually gonna put it at the bottom. It's just dumb. Like it's so pointless, and it's
Put
not
it
even
in
like a cool
Sakura
fight.
versus type shit.
All right, yeah, I could go there. Like it's stupid. Jackie Chun versus Goku.
Okay,
I
this is the final fight of the first tournament arc, and this is
Yeah,
another one of the
yeah.
greats.
I think this
Because
is
like
cool.
this is like the big defining moment where it's like Roshi and Goku actually fighting, and it's like, oh, the master and the pupil, like, eh, and Roshi has to push himself to his limits in order to beat Goku because he's trying to instill in him the whole virtue of like not letting the victory get to your head.
Yeah, there's always someone
He's
stronger.
trying to keep the young kid humble so that he'll know there's always a stronger person and you should never stop training. You should never like feel entitled that you've just like already reached the peak or whatever. And
Yeah,
considering Goku's personality, I feel like it was maybe unnecessary. Goku would have kept fighting no matter how this turned out. But it's a really good sentiment from him, and
What was
there's good
that?
emotion behind the fight, and it's also got good choreography and everything. Like this is one of the fights that had like actual martial arts used
yeah.
predominantly, and it
I th-
also had a lot of cool techniques that never really got brought back. Like Roshi uses the Thunder Shock surprise here to like electrocute people. And then, of
yeah,
course, this is also where Goku goes Ozaru for the second time of the series,
and
and
Roshi blows
Roshi
up the
has
moon.
his moon busting feat.
Yep. I think
But I would put it really high in this tier. I don't think it's an S tier fight, but I think I like it more than most of these fights.
I'm thinking maybe above hit.
Yeah.
I think about there is good. Um okay,
Okay, Goku
Goku versus
Blue versus
Jiren.
Jiren.
So this is their like initial fight before he obtains Ultra Instinct for the first time. This one is uh, hmm. Because it is basically just Goku trying every form and then getting bullied.
Yeah, he just gets shit on in
Yeah.
every form because it's fucking Jiren, the brick wall.
I'll say badass, but impact because it's like Jiren himself just like the little bit of characterization he got did not come in this scene. Like Goku's characterization is fun enough, like his reaction in this one, but I mean it is the beatdown is really fun. It's entertaining. So I'll put it there. I think it's fair there.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Fat Boo
Fat Boo
versus
versus
Evil
Evil
Boo.
Boo. I like this fight.
It was a fun
Yeah, it
fight.
was a fun, and it was like, interesting to see like a completely different. Like you would never have expected this to be a fight you would see. Like
Yeah,
these characters, I think
and
in
I
this.
do like the story importance because this is after like Hercule has like taught Boo how to be human essentially, like
Yeah.
given him a better handle on emotions, and then Boo thinks that like he saw his friend die because like he thought Hercule was hurt, and the puppy actually did die, and then Boo like revives it and then has like this big decision of like trying to get rid of his evil, so he splits into the two parts.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna put this. I like this a little bit more than Piccolo versus Frieza, but I think I like the Roshi moment more. I think that's where I'd put that.
I think I can agree with that. And Garen obviously hasn't seen the Boo arc.
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
Gohan versus Frieza's big red fucking like soldier at
Oh,
Resurrection.
this is the shitty fight from
Yeah,
Resurrection.
this is dumb. This is like
Absolute fucking horseshit. Anything involving
Absolute.
no, because it
Gohan,
wasn't a
He
cuck. It was just
forgot how to
stupid.
go Super Saiyan
absolute
until
fucking
like
horseshit.
halfway
Yeah,
through this fucking fight.
Anything
yeah.
involving adult Gohan post Mystic is absolute fucking horseshit.
Um. Okay, Vegeta versus Kaba.
I'd
I
say
like
it's
Kaba.
I
gripping a
don't know
decent
if I
Kaba's
action
can
because we
definitely.
got a
count
good
it as
emotional
a
moment
fight,
for
but
Vegito.
it was a good like teaching moment.
It was a good, and it was good for Kaba too. And Kaba, I mean, he is. There's not much to him, but he's still like the best of the three fucking Saiyans from Universe 6.
I definitely feel that
Yeah.
way because I hate Caulifla and Kale.
Well, he's like the one who actually has like proper growth, and it doesn't like it felt like they actually tried to reference that the power differential with
True.
some form of respect.
Now the
Like
issue here though is
I
like
think.
I don't know if the fight necessarily had great action. I would kind of put it in like gripping but decent.
Yeah, that's where I meant to put. I'm sorry, I messed that up. My mistake. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a good
it had a
emotional
good
like
emotional
growth
weight,
moment.
but it didn't have a lot of like.
Yeah. And it was a good way that he motivated Kyle, like, I'm gonna blow up your fucking planet. And Kyle was like, bet. And then he fucking did that, like, um,
It was
Oh,
like,
the
good.
Goku,
Now you
fucking
can fight me
copy
real.
Vegeta
Goku versus
fight.
Copy
That's
Vegeta is fucking stupid.
Fucking
copy Vegeta
horseshit.
is dumb.
I'm gonna put this here.
Soccer and Eno type
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, that's
it's not
it's perfectly
absolute
that.
horseshit because that tier is for fights that had potential. This did not have potential.
Okay,
Copy Vegeta was dumb.
Future Trunks versus Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I think is eh. Like,
I don't remember anything about this fight, so I'll leave it up to you and
I think
Garen.
it's eh, because all it does is just Goku showing him a new form that Trunks is apparently comparable to and only Super Saiyan 2. And it doesn't matter because it's like he still has blue, and God.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not the worst anything. It's just not very, like, noteworthy. It's kind of same deal with, like, Blue Vegeta versus Trunks. I think they're both hand in hand. Really, they were just basically showing off what they could do to Trunks.
Oh, and then this is Goku versus Goku Black.
Like, yeah, their first square off.
I'm sorry. I'm so used to like Piccolo being Piccolo because I'm watching the Piccolo Junior fight. The fact that Goku just calls him this is between you and me, Junior. I'm like, he's like it out of context. It's on like Goku's fighting with his son.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they dropped the junior part of Piccolo's name after that one arc. I guess they just didn't like it.
Yeah, it was kind of because by that point they're focusing on Z and having constantly call him Junior would probably be annoying.
I'm gonna say that Goku versus Goku Black, this first one, is also like it's a good emotional it's good character thing because it showcases kind of it's our first real showcase of Black. It is very kind of underwhelming how Goku reacts to clone stuff, but at least it's more so for Black, like his things, like I get to fight like the actual Goku and the way they do that. The interactions are fun. The reactions by everyone to Goku Black are cool. And the fight itself, it's not the most amazing thing. It's a cool enough fight. I think it goes. Actually, no, I have this backwards. I think it could go in a decent fight, but in Impact, because it's not like they even got to finish that fight. I have that backwards. I think it goes there.
I'm fine with either one. I really don't care about Super.
Goku versus Krillin when he's training tomorrow.
In Super, when
Is this when he
that
went
now
blue against
this
him?
fight
Because that
had
is
like Android
horseshit.
18 involved as well, right?
I don't think so. I think this was literally just them motivating it. For some reason, Goku decides he needs to go blue against Krillin.
I
Fucking
remember
Krill.
like Krillin somehow was still like doing well even after that with
Obviously,
just
like,
like his
oh,
destructo
Goku's like,
discs.
Obviously the idea is Goku was holding, but it's like he doesn't have
Now
to
I'm
turn into
confused.
blue
Now,
to
okay,
fucking
so
do
now
it.
even the scaling's completely weird too.
What
Aaron, the scaling was always weird in Super.
So
scaling?
Super is notoriously shit for its power scaling.
no, not Super. Talking about this fucking Goku versus Piccolo fight. So we have the Piccolo uses just a generic charged ki blast, right?
Hmm.
Goku deflects it away from the tournament towards the mountain range behind it, and the explosion is twice the size in height, at least, of the mountains around it, and obviously much bigger in diameter than them as well. And it reduces them to rubble, but at the beginning of Z, like
Garen, did you
Just
forget that in the second arc of original Dragon Ball, Roshi blows up the moon? Original Dragon Ball's power scaling does not match with Z's power scaling. They're like blatantly different because in original Dragon Ball they just weren't taking things seriously. They were like joking around about stuff. They went for what looked cool or what looked funny. Z, and even then, really only the first couple arcs of Z, is when they tried to be more serious with, like, oh, okay, here's the power scale, here's a numerical value, everybody's got an assigned power level. And then after the Frieza fight, they're like rubbing their forehead trying to get rid of the sweat. They're like, guys, we can't keep track of the numbers anymore. The powers are getting fucking absurd.
yeah. Okay, Goku versus Gohan when they're also training for the Tournament of Powers. It's all right. I'll put
It's
it.
yeah.
whatever.
It's just the training fight. 17 versus Goku and that same thing is also. I feel like all the training fights Goku had
We
to
should have
just.
another
Are just
category
kind of
below
eh.
and just for training, just for tournament
Oh
power
yeah, make a
training.
whole fucking thing, right? This is Goku versus fucking the furry from Universe 9. Um, it's decent. It was a
The
fun little
Universe
fight.
9 fights were all okay.
Yeah, it can go in decent. Vegeta versus Ribrianne is because they didn't even really nothing came out of that. Like I'm gonna put it kind of low. I'm gonna put it at the bottom, because it did do anything. Okay, so is this just Goku versus Dispo, or is this Goku and Hit versus Dispo in that other universe? To 11 guy.
I don't
I
know
only
actually.
see Dispo and Goku.
I'm gonna.
Wait, no, hold on. I see the side of Hit's face on the
Yeah.
right edge.
The frame. This one is.
I think it's like is
I'll
it?
put
Yeah,
it
yeah,
here
yeah.
because it showed good. It was a good character thing for
Yeah, I'd say
Goku
it's
and Hit.
chest right there. Yeah.
For huh?
I was looking at the picture. It's Dispo and this hits chest and
Yeah.
shoulder on the right there.
I'm gonna put it there because it at least was a good hype thing to see Goku and Hit work together. Yeah, a good interaction with that.
Nothing came of it, but
I mean, yeah, because fucking Hit fought Jiren, yeah, and I mean that was fine. And then Dispo for some reason was much better later on. I cannot even tell who this is supposed to be that Goku and Vegeta are fighting here.
uh, what the fuck is that a picture of? I
It
can't.
looks like a body with undies and tits. This is going. Don't remember.
It looks like it's in the Tournament of Power.
It is, but
Yeah,
I can't tell what this is.
But who the fuck did they fight together in the Tournament of Power?
I don't care. Wait. Is this Vegeta versus Frost again? When did they fight again?
tournament of
I
power
I
maybe.
This is
I
in the
think
term.
no, because Frost got eliminated by Frieza in the Tournament of Power.
Oh wait, I know what this is. This is because there was one moment where Frost tried to eliminate Roshi, and then Vegeta came and helped him. I think.
No, okay. The funniest thing about this, okay, because I was watching some of my roommates when it had all of the clips happening at once, timed together.
Hmm.
During this, what happened was Frost shot Vegeta tried to shoot Vegeta from the back while he was fighting Roshi, but Vegeta deflected it and caught it, deflected it, and that's why he rushed over. It wasn't even because Roshi was losing; it was because Frost had to take a sheep shot at him earlier.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like it was
that's
so funny because like we were watching everything else, and I was like, wait a minute, go back to that. It's you can see Frost blatantly take the cheap shot because the next scene in a different screen is that same shot being like hitting, I think either hitting Vegeta in the shoulder or he deflects it and then sees that it's Frost, and then as Roshi is about to lose, then Vegeta comes over and just whoops Frost's ass.
yeah. I mean, this is like it was a I'll put it in decent because it was entertaining to see Frost fucking get cucked again.
It was really short though.
Yeah, it wasn't much. I'll put it like above the Yamcha thing. uh oh. Well, this is just isn't this the first round of Ultransync versus Jiren again, or is this like their second like fight like
I think that's must be their second
I
fight.
think I
right
think they
before he
did have
turns
a
silver?
second
Yeah,
fight.
right before he turns silver. Well, I mean, same case. I'll put it here, there. Vegeta versus Jiren briefly when he assaulted him. It was pretty cool. The animation was really like they gave that a whole separate budget. Um, Story wise, I like actually I do like this one. I'm gonna put this one here in awesome because it was cool seeing Vegeta actually like strategize against Jiren, and that's how he kind of made some headway. And then that final flash that he had was pretty fucking god tier. So yeah, I like that. Gohan versus Dispo.
Did Gohan fight this? Oh wait, Gohan did fight this in the tournament.
Yeah,
He
he
did fight
eliminated him.
in.
I'm gonna say I do like this
It
fight.
was okay.
Yeah, maybe like top of decent. Like it was okay. It wasn't bad anyway. Okay, Vegeta, Goku, and 17 versus Jiren. I actually liked a lot. Like the
It's a really
struggle.
good fight.
I think pretty
I
It's a
fucking
think
really good
awesome.
honestly,
tag team.
Yeah,
I think I personally like it more than the Goku hit fight.
I think so too. I think
Oh
we
yeah, I'm
both have.
fine with that.
But like, oh wait, I mean, I like it more than Jackie Chan person, but I'll leave Jackie Chan above. What is this? Oh, this is Vegeta versus Broly.
Oh, that goes.
That one I think also goes like high up in here.
I
Yeah,
would
Maybe
probably
like
just put it
I think it's
next to Goku
below.
versus Goku.
I
It's
liked
below
it actually
Goku.
more than Goku's performance, but I could put it like there.
I mean, you can put it above it if you want. I'm just saying, like, it goes next to it.
Yeah,
Because I kind of feel the same about both fights.
I liked it a little bit more. The showcase, like I liked that one. Oh, here you go, Cameron. Krillin versus Bacterium.
I don't know why the fuck this is here. It does not count as a major fight in the slightest.
What do you
But
mean? It's fucking
it's a funny fight though, because like the whole gimmick is that Bacterian is a fighter that wins because nobody else is willing to fight him because he hasn't bathed in 30 years and smells
Wait,
like utter shit.
is this the fight where he has because Krillin doesn't know how
Where
to
he wins
breathe?
because he has no nose. Yes.
So it's
Like
explicit that Krillin has no nose.
yeah.
yes. But then Toriyama backpedaled and said that Krillin actually can smell. He smells through his skin.
What?
Yeah, it's Toriyama.
Is he a
But
frog?
anyway,
Yeah,
so in the original like fight there, Bacterian is this guy that nobody can beat because they aren't willing to go near him to punch him because not only has he not bathed in 30 years, he's never cut his hair, he has never like done any sort of healthcare. He's drooling, he's snotting, his attacks are all like burps and farts. Uh and he literally is only wearing speedo that his pubes are hanging out of. Like
It
he's the
crashed,
fucking
Marco.
disgusting man.
Mhm.
Uh
Oh, it
It
did crash.
crashed.
yeah, it crashed again on you.
There we go.
So like
It crashed because of Bacterium.
and then Krillin is like gagging and is on the verge of losing before Goku goes, "Hey, wait a minute, you can't smell. You've got no nose." And then suddenly Krillin stops being able to smell it
Okay, I
because he's
see
like,
what
"Hey,
you mean
wait a
now by
minute.
the
Yeah, I don't have a nose."
I see what you mean by like original Dragon Ball really did not give a fuck. It just wanted to be funny, which is
Yeah.
The fact that Krillin was gagging, and then Gohan was like,
Totally
Goku's
able
like,
to
wait a
smell
minute,
it, and
you can't
Goku's
even
just like,
smell
"You
it.
don't got a nose," and he's like, "Oh, right, I don't have a nose, so I can't smell it." And then he stops being able to smell it.
All right.
It, it's a
There's
fun fight.
4 more rows. We could finish this tonight. Hold on. Vegeta versus Frieza, like first form.
That's a pretty good fight.
Up. Yeah, I'm gonna put it at top of D. Yeah,
I'd say, yeah.
because that one's okay. It was a good beatdown. Oh wow. Okay, 18 versus Vegeta. I fucking love this fight.
It was a
That's
This
big
one
pretty
was
fucking
beatdown.
that
awesome.
one was a
Because Vegeta
clean
had
beatdown.
just had his moment showing how
That is
great
better than
his
Hit.
Super
I'm sorry,
Saiyan
that's better
form
than Hit.
is with the Android 19 fight, and
Yeah.
then it immediately flows into this a little bit later, where they're like, "Oh, you've got your Super Saiyan?
Excuse me.
Nah, you're still gonna be fucking jobbed."
Yeah, that and then like it was such a good way to showcase like how strong these androids. Plus, like 18
He
was like
broke his arm.
being the first like real fucking female villain, like just whooping ass. Like, yeah, I'm gonna
I
say
like
I
this
like
fight
this.
better. It definitely goes above Cooler for
It
me.
goes again above Cooler.
I personally think it's a better. I think it's such a good fight to set the stakes and it does
I
everything. It
might
honestly
be
does
inclined to
everything
agree.
right.
I think so.
And the fact that she comes back after the fight to break his other arm.
Yeah, I think that one. I can put it there. That's pretty fucking fair. What do you think, Cameron?
I think that's fine.
All right.
Especially because this is most likely including the little mini fights of everyone else against the two androids as well. So
Yeah.
all in all, it's good.
Uh,
Uh,
Goku versus Pycon. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna say it's
it's
badass.
an alright
It's a
fight.
cool fight, but it's like it doesn't really mean
It has
anything.
absolutely no story relevance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goten versus Trunks, like the kids tournament, I think.
In the kids tournament, yeah.
Also decent, or
Yeah, it wasn't a bad fight, but
I'll
there's
put
no
it
story
in here as
relevance.
well. Like it's just a little scrap. Gohan versus
Gohan versus
Dabra.
Dabura.
I haven't seen Boo.
Dabura.
I'm not sure whether I want to give credit for at least it being kind of cool because Dabura is cool and but it's also like should have done
But this is
better.
also the start of Gohan's decline because they're like, oh, he's gotten weaker over the past 7 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's decent. I think decent is where it deserves. I'll put it above that one at least. Oh wow, Gogeta versus Janemba.
That's what are
Oh,
we?
I'm trying not to let.
Yeah, he's trying not to let his love for Gogeta, the character,
He's got to put
play
one.
out.
What are you doing there?
God tier,
You
don't
don't
at
at
me.
me.
All right.
Okay, but
Um.
Okay, wait. If we're
Mark,
doing that, you gotta at least let each of us have one up there too.
No. Uh. The
no,
C
come on,
fighters
dude.
versus. I'll think about it. The Z fighters versus the Frieza army.
Soccer, shit. It's so bad. Okay. It's because it gives while it has some good moments where it lets like Roshi do some cool shit and lets Krillin kind of overcome his fear of Frieza. It also has
Still just them
moments.
fighting a fucking Frieza army that should be fodder to them.
I'll put it in
Yeah.
decent because at least all the
No,
characters got some.
I'm putting it specifically because of what Cameron said and Gohan. I'm sorry. Like I said,
That's true.
anything involving Gohan after fucking Mystic is either it should honestly go in absolute fucking horseshit.
Yeah, you know what? I agree because Gohan should handle that whole army by himself.
Gohan should have just literally did Masenko and just sweep them all and it's over.
Yep. Gohan versus second form
Actually,
Frieza.
no, even better, Krillin should have just used this fucking scatter Kamehameha wave and they're gone.
Yeah, the Frieza force is such
Okay,
a.
Frieza bullying Gohan was
Does
it,
this
it
take
was
into
a good
account
moment.
does this take into account the few moments where Gohan got that rage boost and started getting some kicks in?
I'm assuming it's their fight, but it kind of is. I'm assuming it's their
I'll
fight.
say this one I'll put in decent. This one was pretty cool. Oh, okay, Vegeta
Toppo
versus
Are we
versus
Toppo.
Vegito,
finally
that's a
at the
pretty good
top of
fight.
Vegeta
The
fight?
Vegeta versus Toppo I think is like at
It's
least
a
in
pretty
here,
good fight.
if not an S tier.
It's
I
one of
think.
the few like truly enjoyable fights.
Yep. I think I personally like it more than. Do I like it? I think I like it more than Cooler. Do I like it more than 18? A little bit. A little bit.
I could live with that because it allows Vegeta to kind of have his moment again like he did with Boo, but
Yeah.
almost kind of in some ways it's kind of also better because it allowed Vegeta to reap the rewards of his victory
Yeah. It was good,
and
and
then immediately get jobbed afterwards. But it
there
allowed
was a.
Vegeta to have that moment of like not only he kind of low key is looking at himself in a mirror, like in a past mirror
Yeah, he's.
of
It's
like
clearly like.
of like the Toppo kind of represents a Vegeta who did everything for power, like Majin Vegeta, and he still gets to defeat that former version of himself while still getting to live for his family.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, also, Toppo desperately fucking needed like that large degree of humbling. Like, he's just fucking
Oh, wait, hold on. What did I just see you move?
nothing.
What
Piccolo
do
No,
you do?
versus
scroll
Now
back
you
17.
up. Scroll back
I didn't
up.
do anything. Piccolo
scroll
versus
back up. What do you
17.
do?
I think
You. Oh, he put the
That's
other
no, that's an
Gogeta
S tier.
fight.
That's an S tier fight, bro.
Piccolo
Piccolo
versus yeah,
versus
no, Piccolo versus is definitely S tier.
honestly
I'm
that
debating
goes
whether I
right.
want to put it here actually.
That honestly, I think honestly it does just because like it's a perfect. It honestly is. Well,
It's a
I think
good
at the very
beatdown.
least, I think honestly that fight goes above. Well, I haven't seen it, but I would say it goes above Majin Vegeta
I
versus
would put it
Goku.
there personally. I would put it just below that one, but I
I'm
could put it
fine with
higher.
putting it there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But I,
because
I, I really think you should
it's such
move
a
the
good
two
fight.
Gogeta
yeah,
fights
like
back to Super Saiyan.
yeah, like Piccolo versus yeah, that one, and it's also just a cool thing that like such a badass fight that does not involve a Saiyan, like
Yeah,
and
it
like
doesn't
how
involve us
evenly
saying
matched, like
there's not like extreme like
Really
explosions and
rare
power
for
ups.
us
It's
to get
just
a
two.
good fight
yeah,
that doesn't have a Saiyan.
It's
it,
just like Micro said, it's just a beatdown. Like there's no
but it's
excessive
a
key
mutual
blasts.
beatdown.
Exactly, they're two
Well, okay, I
equally
won't
powered
say
beings
excessive.
with
There's Hellzone grenades, so you know.
wait, okay, so Cameron, what did he do? I didn't catch it.
The other Gogeta fight to the top god tier don't at me thing.
Okay,
Okay, Vegeta versus Zarbon.
is this the rematch or is
Or
this the
just a
first
better
one?
version of Vegeta versus
I mean,
Dodoria.
it's I assume the rematch because Zarbon's all ugly, but he's still fucked up. So
That's true.
I'm gonna
You
I guess
put
say
it's a decent
Vegeta
fight.
versus Dodoria in gripping but decent action.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
I
put
put it
it
I
just
there.
above
really
it.
do think this is just a better version of the Dodoria fight.
We could put it there above it. That's fine. Um. Oh, Gohan versus Doria. I mean,
Just below that one.
yeah. Fucking. Who is this that Goku and Vegeta are fighting?
Is it the Hachiman or Hach?
I think this is one of the Universe 3 robots, not fucking Annie Roz full, because he's a different one on here, but I think just one. This same deal. Or maybe are these both just whatever? Okay, Vegeta versus Goku Black. Is this like okay? This is their first fight because I see the rematch later. Um, I think this fight
It's been a minute since
is.
I don't think I actually. Yeah, I haven't seen the Goku Black arc.
I'm gonna say this one is a good beatdown, and it's fun. I think it goes about here. I'm gonna say it goes beneath 19. I don't think Cameron will argue too hard with me on that.
No.
Oh, okay. Hit versus Jiren, I like a lot actually. This is like another good example of a non-Saiyan involved fight, and Hit was actually like
Here's my issue though. All of like these Jiren fights that keep being put so high, none of them have like any true story relevance because Jiren isn't a character. He's just a brick wall they're fighting.
I mean, he's the end goal like antagonist one way or the other. So I like seeing the progression of the characters attempting to take him on. And Hit was a really cool like it was cool to see Hit because Hit was like hyped up as like the rival of Super. So to see him take a crack at Jiren and not do Well, okay, I wasn't saying not do terribly, but then Jiren's like, oh, he's finally using his power like 80 years later. But like, if in the moment, like he was definitely like he was putting some work in, and honestly, if anyone in Universe 6 had saw this like this time cage thing, and once they saw Jiren like walking toward, they've been like, hey, maybe we should blast the ground under him and make him fall. Make both of them, not just let him walk towards the guy who's holding him down.
But that would require people to be intelligent.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I like this one.
I think I like it less than the Goku versus Hit fight.
Yeah, I don't like it as much as that one. Do I like it more than Red Ribbon Army? A little bit. Yeah, I think it's fair. I like that fight a lot. Hit versus Vegeta. I mean, this is just him like one-shotting Vegeta.
It's another one
I feel like
shot.
it's
So
I feel like it's just
Yeah.
like it was like nothing, like a nothing burger. Oh,
uh
but this was a good beatdown. Topo versus Frieza.
yeah,
Topo
we got
Anything
to
involving
see
fucking.
Frieza is a
Frieza get
great
fucking
beatdown.
shit on.
I like this one a lot. I think I'm gonna put this one in at least here, and I'm gonna put it. I think I'll put it. I like it more than the Cell fight.
I
I
don't
like
think
more
it's
than.
better than the Piccolo fight.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. I think it's good. It's a
Well, dude,
very.
I haven't seen the Piccolo fight in a long time. I need to actually finish watching Z.
But I think that's fair because that was like I love Frieza in the Tournament of Power. He talks so much shit, but part of that is you love to see him get fucking humbled, and my god, did Topo fucking humble him. Like that fucking mustache flying towards him. Ooh, Future Trunks versus Frieza.
Oh yeah, it's a super short fight. Like it barely counts.
It
But it's
is.
such an amazing moment when Trunks goes Super Saiyan and just fucking erases Frieza.
I
It
think
is. It really
bottom.
is
I
like
think
a
bottom of
defining
S
moment of
tier.
the. I think it's a
Personally.
defining.
You
It's
know
a
what I've
defining
always
moment of the
wondered,
second
though,
half.
guys?
What's that?
How did Jiro get Frieza's DNA
Shut
if
up.
Trunks vaporized him?
Because timeline shenanigans.
I mean, obviously the cell they fight is from a different timeline anyway. But in that timeline, wouldn't Frieza have been vaporized anyway? I doubt Vegeta or Goku would have left a body.
Shut up.
I imagine the only way I envision it is that during whatever fight that happened in that timeline, there was at least some blood left over on the ground somewhere, and that's where
Um.
Jiro got it.
Yeah, maybe something like I don't
That's the
know.
best way I could describe it, unless one of his tiny robots went and like drew some blood on Frieza as he was standing there, and then flew away
Doubt
before
it.
Frieza noticed, like a mosquito.
But yeah, I think this one could go at like bottom of S. Like
Yeah, I think
this was fucking good.
it's a very
Yeah.
defining moment for
I
the
mean,
second
personally, I
half
like
of
this
Z.
more than a lot of these moments, but I could put it there. Just
This is a ranking of fights, so I don't think it's fair to put it above those other ones.
yeah,
But bottom of S is good.
yeah,
Yeah,
that shit was awesome. Garlic Jr.
clearly that's clearly yeah.
Okay, rematch of Vegeta and Goku Black. This is also a clean beatdown. I'm gonna
The manga version's
say
better, where he switches between God and Blue.
it was better. I'm gonna say it goes like at the bottom of this because it was entertaining to see, but it also like it just didn't go too far after that. But I think it deserves that because it was like a good like comeback moment for Vegeta, and he fucking humiliated Black. Goku versus Zombus. Zombus is going in fucking here at best, just because Zombus is awful and deserves no fucking credit. Okay,
This
this
is
is from
Vegeta screaming. What the fuck is this fight?
this is
Is he?
Vegeta getting pissed at Beerus, like when he slaps
That's
Bulma.
the
Oh,
super.
this is the
They call
that's
it the
my
super.
Bulma moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I think it was referred to as like the Super Saiyan Berserker.
I don't think it
It
has an official
shouldn't be
title.
a fucking
I
former
think it was
name.
just you slapped my wife and I got pissed.
Yeah, it was also
Oh
technically. I do remember it was officially stated that this technically that was the strongest anyone ever. That outside of Beerus, like him in that moment was the strongest.
yeah, it was
I
confirmed
think
that he got stronger than Goku in that moment.
yeah, he became the strongest person alive outside of obviously the God of Destruction and the Angel.
And more.
Yeah.
Well, shut up.
Um,
Put it in Bacterium tier.
Yeah. It's a good moment, but like it
I
really is
think I'll
not
put it.
anything.
I'm gonna put it in badass. It was a
Yeah.
badass like
Because
thing,
like
but
it was also Beerus. Beerus actually felt it too.
yeah, Beerus was like, oh shit.
Well,
Okay, Vegeta versus Semi Perfect Cell was a
that was
very
a good.
clean beatdown.
That was. It was a really good fight. I
I'm
loved
gonna
it.
say I think it's like
I would put it. I put it above. I would put it at the very least above. Goku Black.
it's like around
Oh,
the same thing
there.
as 18 beating down
I
Vegeta.
I like 18s more though.
I do like 18's a little more. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna say it's maybe like
I like 19. It's above 19s.
yeah, I like it
I
more
don't know
than
enough about
19.
the Rebel and Army to put it anywhere higher, but I think that's where it could go.
I think it's like a little bit better than like Vegeta beating 19 up. I think that's fair. Um, okay,
Vegeta versus Final Form Frieza after Dende healed him.
yeah, this was like this was just kind of utter humiliation. Like
Yeah,
he accomplished nothing. I'll put it in here because it was good for Vegeta's character that he. I'll put it there. It was good for Vegeta's character that he got humbled. Like
can you scroll down for a second?
what?
Sorry, once you're done, I'm looking to see is okay. Goku Vegeta is there.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
it
all I need to
is
know.
separate.
I
I
thought.
see it. We're
I
Okay,
getting
just
what?
wanted to
close.
know.
We're almost
Yeah,
done. Majin Vegeta versus Boo. Okay, I mean,
Oh, this is the final explosion. I'm gonna
if
be
this,
honest.
it's going here.
Since this is again not really a fight, this is just a singular amazing moment.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put it like right next to the Future Trunks thing
Oh wow. I mean, I'll happily do it.
yeah.
because the final explosion is an amazing moment. It's one of like the first things you think of when you think of Dragon Ball. Like
Yeah.
Garen does not know anything about the Buu arc, but he knows about Vegeta's sacrifice and how defining it.
Yeah. Like that shit is. Yeah. I mean, I like it too. I would put it if not that one, then probably in gripping, but like at the top of that one because that is the emotional highlight. But fucking
That's the tournament of
yeah,
power
this
where
is
he gives his.
Vegeta losing against Jiren in the Tournament of Power. I think this is also this one is
That
great.
goes into the top right there because it
Yeah.
really was
It
like
was a good emotional moment.
as much as I would have loved for it the final fight to have been Goku and Vegeta taking down Jiren together.
Yeah.
It was a good way to send off the Prince of Saiyans.
Yeah.
Uh
Ooh.
oh, Vegito versus Super Buu. Man,
That's
I
that's a good
hold
ass
on.
beatdown.
This is like
It's a good
this.
ass fight.
I haven't even seen the full fight, and I know
I
that
think it
much.
should go here, honestly, because like aside from it being like the bet, like one of the fucking best beatdowns ever, it was so good because it was like the fucking like it was like the fucking payoff to the idea of Goku and Vegeta finally fucking working together, like how good they could be together. Like the fact that like Vegito came out and just rocked Super Boo, who had fucking Gohan in him. Who, Gohan being the strongest character in the verse at that time. And Vegito, like, I, there's not a word that I could say that would not probably get a lot of offended people for what he did to Super Boo. Like, it was insane. And Vegito, like, as a character, just had so much fucking flourish. The only problem I have with this fight is just kind of the whole diffused by the icky substances
The way it
retarded or whatever.
ends with him getting
Yeah.
absorbed and the
I don't mind the
toxic
getting absorbed
air
thing because
defusing
he
him and
wanted to do
everything.
that. I hate everything that happened once he went into Boo's body.
All of the
Yeah.
like bad air or whatever
Yeah,
that
that was
defused.
dumb, but that I think it goes there. At the very least it's going in this category. I don't know where you guys stand on this.
I could live. I could live with that. The only difference right now, personally, is I'd probably put the Piccolo 17 fight up there in Super Saiyan, just because it is really like. For me personally, like, once again, I have not seen the Majin Vegeta Goku fight, but like I adore the 17 Piccolo fight because of just how much of a dissonance it really was from what Z was showing off, and it really just kind of was like the highlight before Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Yeah, that's fair.
For me personally, at least. If you guys disagree and keep it there, that's fine. I would put it up there with Vegito and Super Boo, or
Uh,
was it Mystic? Would it be Mystic Boo right then?
it's Buhan.
Buhan.
Yeah.
The Boo names got stupid.
Yep. I don't know
We're
here.
almost done though.
Do you want to move this up or do you want to leave this here? I think it should be left here, but I'll
I
move
think
it.
I'm fine with where it is.
Okay.
But like,
Almost done. Okay.
okay.
Universe 7 versus Ani Raza is pretty badass. Um,
It's a cool enough moment.
I'm gonna put it here at the bottom of this. It's just a really cool team combo. It's not like they're really
All right, but
fucking.
now I don't want to hear any
that
argument.
No, no.
that doesn't
All
God tier. Don't
all
at me.
jokes aside, all jokes about like, oh God 2 don't at me, Gogeta fights. Those are both great, and the like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell fight is great. But I don't know if I realistically can put any other fight as the single best fight of the series than this one. Goku versus Vegeta in the Saiyan saga, which takes up like half of the saga, is the best fight. It's fucking amazing.
I'll come back to that. Goku versus okay, so yeah, this is Goku versus Kevin Caulifla when he actually got like after Jiren. This one, where did I put the original one? I think I put it just in like yeah, just in
Yeah,
I'm gonna put this one
and
in
badass but Matt Impact, or should it be
yeah,
in?
because it was badass. Because it was the fighting was cool. Goku was actually handling them while tired, and then he was actually getting kind of sinister when he went like God mode. He was taunting them a lot, and it was cool. Like it obviously Kefla fucking threw that for a really bad loop, but I think it goes here because I actually enjoyed like watching this a lot because it it makes it seem a lot more reasonable. I'll put it probably above Goten and Trunks, but then no more. Um. Oh, this is Goku versus
Yeah,
Fat
this
Boo
is
when
the
he trained.
training match against Skinny Boo in Super.
Uh,
Just put it with the other training matches and
yeah, it's alright. I actually like this one because it showed Boo off more, but I mean, he didn't do anything at the.
What's that one?
And
Is that?
what the
Use
fuck
this.
is that? Is that
I see a
Doctor
Oh,
Weasel?
Frieza.
this is Piccolo versus Frost.
Oh,
Oh,
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
oh, it's
why
fucking
does
horseshit.
this have
Yeah,
some of the movies but not the others?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just realized it didn't have GT.
it didn't
But
have.
yeah, I don't
It's kind of
know.
sad.
Fucking Piccolo versus Frost is just
It didn't
dumb
have the
because
Broly movies either. The first Broly movies either.
yeah, it only had Cooler and Wrath of the
BoJack.
Dragon and
Yeah.
No,
BoJack.
it had
Yeah,
Janemba too.
right.
All right.
Well,
Okay. So my only thing
Look,
is